Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Old Moon Podcast, episode 52. 1 year, boys. 1 year.
Let's go.
Absolutely, bro. We're huge right now. Why did Blonde, you just rated me? We just started the podcast. What are you even doing right now?
I'm done.
What are
I'm
you
out.
doing?
See you guys.
What are you even thinking right now? Like, what's happening?
I don't have it set up on my end, so I figured let's just watch it from the professional's point of view.
The professional
in quotation
All my stuff is
here,
messed up right
right?
now, and I'm like, you know what? We're just gonna send it on over.
All right. Well, I'm Blue Squadron, as always, joined with, we'll go from the youngest, Blonde Bear.
Youngest, I'm Blonde Bear. Hello, twitch.tv/Blonde Bear. You can catch me grinding for the Merchant Ring. Garnier and I are going to be tapping pen debos on April 1st at midnight, Sunday into Monday that midnight. So you can catch us doing that. That'd be really cool. We've been collecting earrings and crons and silver for a month, and so that's kind of our current goal. Other than that, I've been playing a little D2 Resurrected, but yeah, I'm having a good time and I'm ready to party.
D2, you mean Diablo 2, not Destiny 2, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
Diablo 2 Resurrected.
Yeah, I
would
concerned.
not play. Well, I would never waste my time on a trash game.
I was gonna say I was concerned you were playing garbage. That's my bad.
No,
all right,
no,
I would never. Okay, all right, just making sure. And it is time to party as always. Jakun?
Hi, my name is Jakun. I'm going to make a Wisdom main with 765 gear score. Do a lot of endgame PvE content such as Olens, dungeons, and I'm currently going hard on bartering for the Eben Ritz Null Treasure. We've opened 9 chests so far. Hopefully we get in the next, 100. And you can find me over at twitch.tv/Jakun Aviti V before the T.
I literally hope you're swimming through the ocean for the next 8 months. All right, and
We might be.
and my personal favorite. Here he comes back, another PvP Andy.
Yes,
We missed
sir.
him. We missed
Yes,
him.
sir.
The man that helped us start the Old Moon podcast in the first place and helped me get everything
go.
set up from the beginning. The man, the myth, the legend, my boy Tiltus.
Hello, I'm back. I'm actually really excited to be here because it's been a while since I've actually got to sit down and talk.
Been a
with
hot
you
minute.
guys.
I man, bro, we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
let
we
me
do.
just tell you about how much shit Jay has been carried with in the last 6 months. How much time you got?
Huh?
Yeah, no, I've been tuned into a stream for the last couple of days, and yeah, dude's only doing boat content and watching YouTube documentaries now. Like, what happened?
What do you mean?
Like,
What?
I finished
what
the game. There's no.
happened?
I'm trying to look for more things to do in the game.
Jay, what do you mean you're watching? Whoa. Jay, what do you mean there's nothing to do but boat content? What?
Well, I have. That's the last treasure I need, so I'm trying to work on the last treasure.
Oh my
Unless
god,
you count
bro.
the LVI as another treasure.
I love that you're
Yeah,
out.
let's go.
I love
yeah,
that you're just
found
out.
out Blonde still doesn't have the merchant ring. Like
God
a year
bless
later,
it. God and
which was
God
really funny.
and God bless him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm working on it.
Yeah, it's it.
He's
It
like,
is what it is.
Closing
You
in
know what I
on
mean?
2,000 hours, you know?
Oh man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
you wouldn't. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it a buck right now. Jay's been making a lot of bald jokes the last 2 days, and I'm not sure how I feel about
It's
it.
Actually, it's
It's
not
not
Jay.
my
It's that
fault.
little raccoon rat right beneath him, right there, bro. Like
Lil Jay.
literally that little rat.
you haven't seen all the Little J clips. He's been farming all the clips lately in the last couple of weeks.
Literally
they actually just
farming
tune
me.
in for Lil J. They don't even tune in for Jay anymore.
Yeah,
No,
it-
they don't.
it's
want that little
wild, bro.
raccoon.
It's crazy. Oh my goodness. So Tiltus, what have you been up to? Have you been able to play BDO at all in the last since you left us?
I chose not to play BDO at all in the last 6 months. Normally 6 months is about the time that I come back after I take my 6-month break, and then I play for a year, and then we do it again. It's been on repeat for the last like 5 or 6 years now. But I was just like, I think I'm done with the game this time. Like, I don't think I want to play BDO anymore. So I've had people like religiously ask me to come back and shot call. Like, I even had
Dude, that's
Toadcat
how
message
it
me
is, bro.
and be
Yeah.
like, can you come shot call? Like, I had Snake message me to come back and shot call. Like, I'm like, dude, I just don't want to play BDO anymore. I play other games now
It's all-
and
you'll
don't
be back.
invest
It's all right.
every waking moment into BDO anymore. So
You'll be back. It's all right. I believe.
I know.
Everybody
never
relaxes.
quit.
They always come back.
Yeah. God, Blonde, why you say that so ominously? I don't know. What are you doing right now?
Dude's like 2,000 hours in on the ring. All right, he knows. He
He
understands.
knows.
That's crazy. Oh my goodness. So you don't really have any goals right now. So what really burned? Okay, so this is actually an excellent subject. So what burned you out on the game? What was finally the thing you were like, I can't do it anymore, you know?
There were two things that happened. Like, number one, I wasn't playing the game outside of PvP because I just didn't. I put in all my hours many years ago to grind. I don't want to grind anymore. I'm tired of doing circles. So I was done doing PvE content, and Land of the Morning Light came out, and I've really enjoyed it for like the month, like the first month that it was out. It was a lot of fun. And then after that, PvE kind of died for me. I didn't want to grind to continue keeping up with the gear curve. So I was just like, I'm not going to grind. I'm in Cap Node Wars. I'm just going to do PvP content. And then like slowly, like it just felt like the community shifted for the Node Wars that I was in. We wanted to take it like a lot more seriously. And I'm very competitive.
That is how it works. Yeah.
But eventually I was just like, I don't want to have to do this at like 3 or 4 times a week anymore. Like, I'm tired of shot calling. I went to Flex for a while, and Flex was really fun. But playing DK and Cap Node Wars kind of felt like ass. So I was like, I'm just kind of done with the game. And then like Baldur's Gate 3 came out, and I was like, this is like, this game has spoiled every other game that I play for right now. So
that's what BDO
That's
did
the
to
bar
me,
too
bro.
high.
yeah, I just the combat in BDO is great, but I got tired of keeping up with the gear curve, to be honest, and I got tired of feeling obligated to do shot calling for like 3 or 4 times a week. So
Okay, I have to be this guy, but like keeping up, kept up with
I
the
got tired
gear
of
curve?
chasing the gear curve.
Yeah. Like, bro, you were like 610 gear score the last time I remember keeping up.
Whoa,
This guy, bro.
Oh,
no.
Relax.
God damn. Hey, look, he's only on the podcast for a little while here, so I gotta get my
Yeah,
my
you gotta
jokes
get the
in. Like,
zingers in.
yeah, mainly
Yeah.
because when you left and we brought Blonde on, now I'm the gearlet loser, man. Like I
Serves you right.
725 gear
Serves you
score. I'm
right.
like, yeah, like I got 725 gear score. Their dick is still twice as big as mine. It's obnoxious, man. How am I supposed to compete
Yeah.
with that?
I asked Jay when he converted to a boater, and he was like, "Oh well, I don't have anything else to grind for,
I
so
finished
I'm
the
going
game.
for the Ebenruth Knoll." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
He literally beat the game. Jay, did you get both tongue rad earrings to pen?
Both. Oh no, I just bought a Pendisto.
Ungrad?
And I was like, oh, that's it.
Oh, okay. I was just
Tongue rat
wondering.
I mean,
earrings?
Yeah, I
you
was
mean
just
the
making
Deborah
sure
Rocca
that.
earrings?
Yeah, Deborah Rocca.
Okay, I was just making sure that you were in fact a quitter. So had to be.
Well,
had
I
to be
did
sure.
put a buy order. I
That's
did put
okay.
a buy order to Pen Debo earring, and if it fills, it fills. If it doesn't, then whatever. Then I use that money for
Wink,
something
wink
else.
to all the chatters.
No, I respect it. I respect it. So Tiltus, was there anything in particularly like that you remember about BDO that frustrated you before you left? Because a lot has changed since you left, so I'm curious if any of the quality of life changes. Are you, like I'm not sure if you know the quality of life changes, so we're gonna kind of buzz through them after you give me.
No, I haven't. So like the last podcast we did was the last time I kept track of anything BDO, and then after that I was like, I'm done. I'm not in the BDO subreddit anymore. I don't follow like any BDO content at all except for you. Like I'm just like I'm good.
Safe.
I'm done with BDO. I can watch my friend Blue fucking do podcasts and join Jay's stream every once in a while and get roasted for being bald, and that's enough BDO content for me now. So but I think the thing that I disliked the most was just the constant grinding. Like if I didn't put in 4 hours a day, it felt like I wasn't really playing BDO. And I love the PvP, but even that got kind of stale after like 8 or 9 months of shot calling again.
Well,
From the ground up.
it did sound like your least favorite part was kind of the leadership aspect. Of BDO.
I actually really liked leadership. What I didn't like was being the only shot caller in the guild for 9 months.
Oh, that's how it is.
If I wasn't going to do it, we weren't going to Node War. So when Baldur's Gate 3 came out and I was like, hey, yo, I'm sick, cough, cough. Let me go offline on Steam real quick so I can play Baldur's Gate. Like that kind of thing. I was maybe I'm burnt out on shot calling. That's why I did Flex. And I really enjoyed Flex, but I should have played a more flex oriented class. I probably would have had more fun with it, but I wasn't about to roll off DK again for like the
What do you
30th
mean?
time. So
What do you mean flex oriented class? You're playing Dark Knight.
yeah, I was playing Awakened DK though.
That's still a flex oriented class. What do you mean?
Yeah, but Suck was just so much better, and that still will forever piss me off.
Well,
I don't want to play Suck DK. I want to play Awakened
to
DK.
be that guy. Actually, Awakening's like Awakening.
Maybe
is, like,
now it wasn't
so
then.
much better now.
Relax.
Yeah, Awakening is so good now. Like it's actually so crisp. I think that since you left, we got the PVE update. Were you like? I don't think that you were around.
No.
Yeah, we
For
got
the
The
big
last
PvP.
thing, the very last thing we talked about was Medaya Part 2 or whatever it was called had dropped with Ator's shoes. That was like the big thing that had just happened.
Oh, look at it.
Yeah, which we all knew I wasn't about to grind for Ator's shoes, so it didn't really matter to me that that zone came out.
Feel mood. Yeah, I got yeah.
It was like,
It just-
we
it do
all
be
knew
like
when
that.
that zone dropped that I was going to be the last person in that zone.
So we talked about Tiltus on a really old podcast. We did talk about some of the things that frustrated us with the game, and one of those things we talked about was having to organize your inventory and like your storages and stuff all the time. So they have now introduced an auto move function. So if you click like auto move to storage, it auto moves everything in your inventory to any storage instantly. So like. It's like, yeah, you don't even have to organize your inventory anymore. You literally just click the button and whoosh, everything just goes.
Why did
It's
it
like
take
magic
so long?
because it's
Like-
2024. The technology's just not quite there yet. Or it wasn't. Now it's there. You know what I mean?
We're there,
Now we have the
finally.
technology.
We have the technology now.
Finally.
Yeah.
It only took AI. All right. So apparently Pearl Abyss got a hold of the AI and they were like, make the game better. And the AI was like, okay, I got
yeah,
this. Don't worry
no.
about it.
So we don't have load screens anymore. Like for the most part, we like legit don't have load screens.
True.
They
It's like
fixed it.
even the Magnus. You just jump in the well. Yeah, you jump in the well and you just
It's a
land in the
transition
new
now.
region. Yeah, you just land in the new region. You don't go into the Magnus. You drop down into the well. You know, like the falling animation you get.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you just hit your knee, and then boom, you're an Oda leader or wherever the hell you wanted to go.
Mhm.
It crashes
Odalita.
like
It's like
At
50
least
times
10
faster,
yeah.
basically.
yeah, it crashes like 10% less frequently. It's awesome.
Oh, okay. So we went from crashing like, 75% of the time to crashing 65% of the time.
Yeah,
Okay,
I went to
got
go
it.
demonstrate it for the first time on stream. I was like, guys, look how cool this is. It crashed immediately. it was
Yep.
Oh,
wild, dude. Like it was actually just insane.
Seems about par for the course.
Yeah, so we've gotten a fair amount of balance updates too. Warrior just keeps getting buffed.
Oh, that's
as
scary.
it is. All the grind zones in the game got updated. Basically you're just like making more silver per hour, like in general. And then the biggest update we got while you were gone, like I said, is like the big PvE update where everybody got damage, except for Succession Nova, but nobody likes those players anyway, so nobody really complained. And
I'm gonna go to the other room real quick. I'll be back in a minute.
I'm not joking. Awakening Nova inexplicably like 4 patches in a row got buffs. Okay, and the
Jeez.
class was already like a top tier PvE class, and
Nice.
Suck Nova got nothing, and still has gotten nothing. It
That's
had like
hilarious.
one patch where it got like a little bit of stuff, but like that was it.
That's funny.
Awakening Dark Knight is now considered one of the best grinders in the game.
Nice.
She's probably top 5, I would say right now, as long as you have the DP to make it work.
Does DK have legs again? Because they were in the process of fixing DK's legs when I quit.
When you say legs,
Like, can I run?
Mobility?
Again? Can I dash?
oh, you mean
Do
like
do I run out
stamina?
of stamina?
Oh
in,
yeah,
like,
I
fucking
totally understood what you meant.
15 seconds.
Yeah, I
I've never seen my DK wheelchair. Hang on. Where is it?
yeah. Well, honestly, Awakening DK didn't really have stamina issues. Suck DK though, it was like you needed an inhaler.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But no, they didn't really touch DK's stamina. DK really hasn't been touched aside from like the big PvE buffs, and then like I would say she's pretty solid overall in PvE right now. As a general rule, we had the 8th anniversary event, and you'll be surprised how mid that ended up being.
Yeah, that's what Jay told me yesterday. I was
well,
like,
it's-
oh.
Obnoxious, man. Like we talked about it on one of the last podcasts, but like we compared it to like our old. You know what? I'm gonna ask you the same question. What was your favorite old anniversary event? If you don't have one, it's okay.
anniversary event?
Yeah.
Well, probably the 7th year when we got a bunch of free stuff. That was like the best one I think I've ever done. We got the horse, we got the Jay's hammers, we got 2 or 3 Jay's hammers, I think. Like they were handing out stuff last year. That's why I was surprised.
They didn't give away any Jay's hammers last year, did they? They only give those away.
I think it was the ball.
I might be mixing it up with the ball. Yeah,
it's okay.
But
My
last
favorite
year was hype because they released that video that we all stayed up for like super late and watched at like 1 a.m.
Yeah. So the video this year had the video like recap that they released this year had like the screenshots that they put in the video are like just like it's just like a zoomed in Lon's ass. I'm not even, I can't make this up, bro. It's just like that's like the screenshot that they chose. And then there were like 3 other ones just like that where they're just standing in their underwear. Like, look at these beautiful screenshots of like the thousands of screenshots that people take. Like, these are the ones
they understood the assignment.
Exactly.
They understood the assignment. They're like, we know what our player base wants. Don't worry about it. We got you.
It was absolutely wild. So Tiltus, what were some of the things you most enjoyed about BDO when you were playing it?
The things I enjoyed most about BDO, looking back on like all of my BDO experiences, the number one thing I enjoyed the most was open world PvP and organized PvP. I really enjoyed open world PvP back when I could be a little gremlin and go to jail and come out Moy Quinn and grief people at Fogan's. That was my favorite thing.
Okay,
like,
well,
some of my favorite times ever. And then organized PvP has just always been really fun to me. Sure, I get super tilted sometimes, but it was always like looking back, it was probably always the most fun is like just like running a node war and just clapping 8 guilds in a row, you know, and having fun and, you know, the backstabbing and the politics. Like, sure, it sucks in the moment, but like looking back on it, I think it was really fun.
I mean, I look back because you were there with me. I look back on the old T1 days where it was like Snake, me, you, Ganks, and like, you know, all the homies just like down in T1s. It was like 13. Like, we're doing these big 5v5s on Friday night. And the best part was none of us knew anything about large scale PvP. So it was just, we were just slamming belligerently. All of us thought we had like these professional strats that like no one had ever thought of. We're gonna backdoor. Hold on, guys. I've got this great idea. We're gonna die. And then we're gonna spawn at town and we're gonna push them from behind. You know what I mean? Like, it was it was crazy. That was honestly like peak performance. I actually, there was an update you mentioned in there. You love the open world PvP. I'm curious what you think about this update because you can no longer feed people to mobs.
Yeah. That one actually got so popular that one actually made it onto my non-BDO feeds and pissed me off just to see it. I was like, I was so out of BDO loop and I saw that update come through and somebody, either you or Ganks are 2 of the only people that still do BDO stuff that I follow on like Twitter, and somehow it made it onto like my Twitter feed and I was like,
oh yeah,
I'm definitely not playing the game anymore. I was like, you gotta be crazy.
Really?
Like,
so you don't like that? You don't like that you can't feed people to mobs anymore?
Dude, it was just one of those things where it was like the like pinnacle of like BDO experience to me was finding somebody outside of the safe zone and taking a Zerker and chain grabbing them all the way into Medaya and then just dropping them into the rock golems and just feeding them to the rock golems inside Medaya. Like, that's when I remember BDO being the most fun. So it's probably a little bit of nostalgia glasses, but like, I've been fed to mobs plenty of times. I got fed when I was doing my cup grind. Heaven forbid I ever see that again. But there was this one guy on Arsha that was a striker and I was on my DK and he just religiously fed me to mobs for like 45 minutes on Arsha and I was like, okay, cool. Like, that's okay. That's what it's going to be. But you know,
his mental's broken. I'm running it down.
I just
he
took everything off that was worth anything and just went back and kept it going. I was like, I'm not doing it.
Bro, like, okay, so like in my mind, the only thing that feeding people to mobs like really does, like removing it from the game, is it kind of just removes a lot of the harassment from the game.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, it's fine. I get why they did it.
Losing
but
Rebellious, losing a Gieran's tier because somebody
that
flagged
is-
for PvP
that is
and killed
true.
you.
Yeah,
Oh, it's miserable.
that is true. When we were getting fed to like Medaya rock golems, your
Bro,
most
you
expensive
lost
thing was like a
60K.
plus. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like a plus 15 Laverto that you had on you. You know, it
Nobody
was like it
cared.
wasn't a big
Yeah.
deal. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
You get that for grinding like 2 minutes at Abandoned Iron Mine.
yeah,
Nowadays,
exactly.
it's like there goes 2 hours of your life. You know what I mean? At a minimum, like 2 hours of your life just got flushed down the toilet, and then
Yeah,
all
when I
that
was-
grind time you just had is gone now too.
Yeah, when I was doing the cup grind, I got fed to boss and lost both my rebellious, and that was what broke me. And I was like, well, I'm not leaving. I'll just stay here. Though I just lost the bill. I don't care anymore. Like, so I get it.
Leaving.
Yeah, I get it. It was one of those moments where it was like you leave, you lose type things. So, but
And
that
you
was.
ran it down. It's like, oh yeah,
I did. He left. I got the spot. He eventually left.
You are the player that everyone bitches about all the time. You're the one that
Nowadays,
everyone's like,
yeah, nowadays.
I killed him. Yeah, everybody nowadays is they're like, it's the player that I killed him, and they just keep coming back, and then I have to go negative a mil because this loser
Okay, number
can't
one,
swap serve.
I wasn't bombing. We were on Arsha. I was doing the cup grind.
Why not
And
just?
People complain on Archer nowadays too, bro.
He was
It's
a-
a
Oh,
wild,
yeah,
wild
it's-
world.
He was a siege
Yeah.
player, and he was one of the, I forget what guild it was. It wasn't corrupt. It was. Oh God, I can't remember. But it was one of those times where it was like I was grinding the spot. I see the dude loop around Fogan's on his horse, and he comes around and stops and gets off and comes and kills me. I come back, he's not there anymore. I keep doing my grind, and then like a minute later, he's doing another loop and comes back and kills me again. And then it just this cycle repeated for about 45 minutes, and I was like, I'm not leaving. I'm staying. Like,
Yeah, I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving.
I've been there, dude, where you're just like, you know what? And honestly, I've never done it on Arsha before, though. But like on a normal server, back in the day, man, if somebody came into my rotation and just flagged without saying anything, like a monkey, usually it was a striker. That's why I say that. I would just come back again and again and again, and I would just run it down on their rotation. Because like you didn't have the common decency to ask me for a DFS, right? Or anything. I would get so mad. Like
my rule was always, I'll ask you for DFS if you say no or you don't respond to me and I don't get an answer within like 30 to 45 seconds, I'm flagging and I'm killing you. And at that point, if you want to fight, we can fight. But like if I just run up to you and you say no to a DFS, like I'm just flagging. I'm gonna fight you like right there on the spot. Like,
yeah.
So it was. I miss those days though. It was fun because everybody was way closer in gear score then. Like, if I were to do it now, it wouldn't be fun for me anymore.
It felt like for a long time, the game used to just be around that, right? Back when there was like only a handful of grind spots, you had to fight. Fighting was part of the game. It was not an optional thing like we have it nowadays. And I feel like, you know, we have a lot of veteran players like you. And I mean, honestly, me back in the day, I liked doing that kind of stuff. But the game is like, I think they're definitely leaning in a very more, and it's funny, I was going back on the old podcasts and literally you said it back then and we've said it again. It's leaning in a more PvE direction for like everything. Everything is going into that PvE late game because good.
Bro, Tiltus, this is what I've been dealing with for the last like 6 months. Like you left and this is all I have.
I know the PvP guys like.
But you have to
understand.
It's like we had a bunch of people in Nam.
Like,
Listen, we had a bunch of people in BDO Vietnam, and then we got all these new gen people coming in. They don't know how it was back then. They don't understand how good they got it. You know what I mean? It's so different. You had to fight for everything back then. Nowadays, you don't have to fight for anything now. It's crazy.
You were fighting for desert Fogan spots back in the day.
Yeah.
And there was like 6 rotations, and you were still fighting for them.
Yeah, I totally understand the frustration with like, you know, the game direction just moving away from, you know, obviously the certain things you like to do, you know.
I'll be honest, I used to love the PvP a lot like Tiltus did back in the day. Like when the game started, I absolutely loved it. But like now I'm like an old man and I just don't want to do that anymore.
You're retiring.
Like it's not that I'm retiring. It's that like I way prefer Guild League. I way prefer Node Wars. I way prefer Siege. I way prefer War of the Roses over any sort of open world content in most cases. I do like even-ish GVGs open world are still amazingly fun. Those are so much fun, but they're so rare. You
They
know what I
are.
mean? Like they're just incredibly difficult. Oh yeah, we got the GVG League while you were gone too. The 15v15 is actually kind of hits Tiltus.
Oh,
it's actually
yeah,
so
I saw
good.
something about that too. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's an insane.
I think I may have clicked into one of your streams and somebody in your guild was like spamming about it or something like that.
Oh yeah, like I haven't been able to do it the last couple of weeks or so because I'm like getting the tournament ready and I've been out of town and then like I've just been so busy. So sadly, I haven't been able to help them very much. And you kind of need a shot caller for Guild League. Honestly, Tiltus, you know what it reminds me of is the old T1 days because it's only 15 people. You're like, it's basically, and there's no macro. Just like the old T1, there's no macro.
It's just
what
about
objective?
going in.
You kidding me?
Throw
Like,
your bodies at them and pray you
Exactly,
get off
bro.
guard.
like that was
Push
Tiki.
together.
Tiki was a good shot caller because he recognized that there were objectives in the game. You know what I mean? Everybody else is just fighting each other. It's like, okay, guys, we won the node war because our feed was more blue than the enemy feed, and that's all it is, right? Like that's all Guild League is. It's a tremendous amount of fun, and a lot of people do this game mode, and it's a lot of gearlets too. You know what I mean? It's like, let's see.
I'd fit.
People just going in and having fun.
Yeah, like
which
look
is
at
what
this.
it's all
There are 100.
What is
Look
fun?
at this. There are there are 100 guilds that do Guild League, and keep in mind you have to have at least 10 people to even queue. And like these are guilds. These guys are queuing a lot. This Blood Raven is 2 and 22. I mean, that's like dedication.
2
You know what?
22?
They're just going in and having a ball, bro.
It is
Maybe they need to stop.
crazy. No. They keep
You have
going.
to have bottom feeders, have top feeders.
Yeah, like see now
Otherwise,
you have
everybody's a bottom
the
feeder.
mentality that like you're gonna lose every time, but like if you win, the other team is just that bad. You know what I mean? Like that's then you can just use that against them. I respect them. You know what I mean? Like some of these teams have a lot of queues in here, and like I think that it's incredible that a game mode that requires 10 to 15 people to even do is this popular. I mean, think about that. Right,
So
that's
is this
at least
actual,
1,000.
Like, this is like an actual game mode then. That you can just
Yes.
People play it a
Yeah.
lot.
You just
like
hit-
literally, people dedicate their whole night to it.
If you're
As
watching my
well,
stream,
right?
you just hit G like this. It's on the right side over here. It's the fourth from the right tab. You just click on this. There's a match requested right now, like for us, and so like, and then like it, you can queue like twice an hour. That's people's biggest complaint is you can't queue more than like twice an hour, and like you go in. You just click the enter button, and everybody
why
from
did
the
they
guild.
limit the fun?
It's too much fun.
Well,
It would be almost too much fun.
Why are they limiting the fun?
They have to have limited windows because if they leave it like
no,
24
limited
hours,
windows is fine, but why can you only
Okay.
queue twice in an hour?
That's
I know it's
that's the
server
biggest
thing.
complaint. That's the biggest complaint about it, generally speaking. I would say on the whole, when you can't queue for Guild League, RBF has actual people. But like I'm gonna tell you right now, RBF is a graveyard. If Guild League is happening, there's like RBF is just there's no more RBF because Guild League is just a way better game mode because you're coordinating with people, right? You're having like such a good time. Like coordinating with your guild and having fun, and like most guilds, they're not going to take
Can you
it.
repeat that one more time?
Having fun.
You're doing what in my grindy MMO?
Listen, you know what's crazy is everybody was doomering about this 6 months ago when they were talking about this.
Yeah,
I
How
was
many people I talked to
doomering.
that were like,
Just
"This is gonna
wait.
suck." Oh no! I was
Well,
like, "Bro, just wait." And
I
it
was saying,
and now
I think
everybody
it's-
loves it.
I was saying I hope it's really good, but I think that there's not
Yeah.
going to be enough people. Was my thing,
No,
right?
it's,
Like
it's
I
okay
was
to be a skeptic, but there were
Yeah.
some doomers I talked to that I was like, "Bro, you don't even know. You don't know. Like, come on, dude."
The maps are like Northern Heidel. The maps are like Grana, right? Like you're outside of Grana, or you're in Navern
Yeah.
Steppe. They've tried a couple more maps and they've updated it like 4 times already.
When are we getting the Salsons map?
That is actually a good point.
That seems like
that would
free
be
right there. That
juice.
seems like all of that's all the old guard right there. You just add in a Salsons map, it's over. all
Give
the
me
old guard
the
freaks out.
pirates,
so
the
sick.
pirates jungle rotation.
Citizens.
Yeah, like let's do it. You know what I mean? Like we're about to go in on some people.
It is crazy that they don't play into the nostalgia more often. Like they
Yeah,
do a lot of like
there's
new
so
areas.
Many, like players that
Like,
are
dude, there's
been
so many
around for
spots.
8
They-
years. Like
You know that's actually a good point. They could literally just have events where like temporarily they buff the crud out of Sawsons or something, and everyone wants to go back to
Hotspot
Sawsons.
events.
Right, like a
literal
hotspot wagon
hotspot
event.
event.
Like they'll
That
buff
would
your
be
wagons
sick.
so that your wagon can hold like infinite. Like
That would actually be really
everybody
cool.
rolling up with their
You're
immersion
joking.
wagons. You know what I mean?
You know what? You're joking, but I swear I talked to someone about this. I don't know who. Where like literally just like sort of like world events and other MMOs, like certain areas are just like a hot spot where they've created like a Dekia version and it's only highlighted for a limited time because it adds that sort of scarcity to the game where I gotta go there because the spot is only up for like 1 hour, maybe a week. It's like a Bloodstorm maneuver kind of thing, and it's like everybody goes there and everybody's fighting each other, but everybody's also fighting for the mobs. That would be really really cool.
Wouldn't it be though?
Heck yeah! How many people get ganked when they're doing the earrings boss at the
know,
Dawn
dude.
earring? Like every time there's someone that's gotta log on my alt and go gank some people, bro.
Like it
Like
doesn't even
every
Yeah,
time.
It doesn't have to be crazy. It could be like on Elvia Realm, and like there's like this like these Sausins that spawn, and they're just flat out. It's the same thing.
Super elites or something crazy.
Yeah, like, and you're just doing Sausins or whatever. But every once in a while, a super elite spawns, and everybody on the server gets notified.
Everybody's going.
And, and everybody can come hit it, and there's PvP enabled, and like that would just obviously PvEers and life skillers are not going to do that event. But PvPers would really appreciate an event like that. Like people would absolutely go do something like that. It would be a crazy amount of fun. But yeah, no, the Guild League has been like absolutely insane. Can't feed people to mobs anymore. At War of the Roses is actually out. I remember because we were talking about it when we started the podcast.
I think
one of our first
Korea
podcasts
had
was
just started doing War of the Roses when I stepped out.
Yeah, and they boycotted it, right? And it disappeared for a few months, and then NAEU and like SEA got, or NAEU and like SA got it, or something like that. And like our War of the Roses went super well for the 24 minutes that Ethereum was alive against Show Nation. It was
awesome.
a tremendous amount of fun. You know what I mean? It was. It was an interesting. I don't know if you saw the clips from it, Tiltus, but basically it can be summed up as me screaming for help on a wagon as all of Cho Nation closes in on Odalita Castle, and the Dark Knights have lost every week because Cho has been chosen for like Grana every week, right? So like it's been tough, but like I think that people are really enjoying it. Believe it or not, Tiltus, what was your biggest fear of War of the Roses?
That people wouldn't be able to get in to do War of the Roses that wanted to do it.
Well, that is actually a problem because there's a lot of people that can't get in, right? Yeah, that's
a lot
the
of
thing.
people queuing
I
up
was
for
really the answer we were looking for. Was lag.
Oh yeah. I didn't even think about that actually. Yeah. What the heck? Do we have centralized servers yet?
Please go back to the cards that Jay put together for us ahead of time.
For central servers recently.
What?
Yeah. No, we're gonna get there.
Years later,
One thing at a time. One thing at a time. First thing, War of the Roses, 0 lag. 600 players on top of each other.
Actually impressive.
No fucking lag. Okay. Well, it's like very minimal lag, right?
Yeah.
Like,
is it an instant server?
Yes. It's its own server.
Thank God.
Yeah, and like no one can join it unless you get chosen for War of the Roses, and so like it's not a perfect game mode yet, but I'll be honest with you, Tiltus, you would love this game mode. If you in 4 years when you get the gear to do this, you are absolutely gonna love this shit. Like it is. It is
what the
it is such a fun game mode because you spawn in and like you don't even really necessarily have to be in voice with anybody. You don't necessarily even have to be in voice with anybody. You can just be in the 3rd Legion and the commander will tell you what to do, right? And it's kind of but that kind of adds to like the flavor, I think, of it. And
how did the commander thing actually turn out?
It's actually really cool. You're like playing a game of StarCraft 2. We had so
it's like an RTS.
So like you're taking all these points on the map, right? And so like it's been really cool to see like what the enemy team, like the non-Cho team, has been like trying to do something different. You know what I mean? Ethereum tried a couple things, but then like the next week it was Havoc, and they tried something really cool where like they got like Cho Nation started winning, right? Like they started taking over the whole map. And they piled like 3 platoons of people onto a Carrack because they had Lolly Pirate, they had control of the ocean. And they just sailed straight across the bay and dropped them off like D-Day. Yeah, it dropped them off like D-Day and attacked Sanctuary 1.
Content made it into War of the Roses.
Yes, bro.
It's
no
shot. It's not a joke.
Through with that.
It's actually important.
Yeah,
like,
it was super sick.
Done a lot.
Yeah, like it was super, super cool. There's a clip of it. It made it to Vicinity of like all the people just jumping off the boat and everyone's running up to the first sanctum. They all got brutally slaughtered by Cho, but like it was super cool. Like the thought that it's the thought that counts. You know what I mean? That you could do something like that.
Yeah.
And then like
It was a good idea.
Yeah, exactly. And then the next the following week, this week actually, if you could believe it, Cho decided not to sign up. No, we didn't boycott it.
We boycotted it, didn't we?
No. Cho decided not to sign up, and everyone else thought Cho was signing up and was like, well, we don't want to get turboed again. You know what I mean? So like nobody else signed up. I think one of the biggest problems, and I did give this feedback to the CMGM team. Let us know in the comments if you guys think this is a good idea, or even in the chat if you're listening now. Is remove the guilds from it. No more lead guilds. Just pick a commander.
Yeah, it should be random.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be trying to fight the most powerful guild together or whatever.
Correct. It should be random.
Random.
Everything should be completely random, and then you just pick a commander for each side. I'm not sure how you would choose the commander, but this is like super doable, right? You pick a commander for both sides. Yeah, like people could technically vote. You know what I mean?
Just make the commander a money sink.
Well, yeah,
just
okay,
buy
right.
it for
yeah,
it.
exactly.
Just
Easy.
bid for it.
I don't know if you, dude.
Tiltus, what are you doing right now? We still play the game.
People
Tiltus.
would just grind just to be in charge and ruin it for. There's some PvE terrorists out there that'll do that.
But like,
I would do that.
But like, basically, you just have the commander do everything. And I told them this, that like a big problem with War of the Roses is it happens the day after Siege. And Tiltus, you understand because like you help lead a guild. Like, bro, Siege happens on Saturday, and you're exhausted. Right? Like you're trying to like put together the fight, build the base, make sure everyone's happy, organize platoons, and like get like a successful siege off that everyone enjoys. It's a tremendous amount of work for any leadership core to do, whether you're an early, mid, or late game guild in Siege. It's really hard. And like if you win the castle, you kind of just want to take a break. You know, you're like, oh, thank God.
Yep.
You know, like we
a
got
week
it.
off.
Yeah,
Yep.
like a week off. Like maybe we'll do 2 node wars, but like whatever. But then the following day, like literally Sunday, you're asking that same leadership core that put in all this time and effort because they had to win node wars during the week too, right? To even get to Siege. All this time and effort, the people that are spending the most time and effort to do even more. And the worst part about War of the Roses is that you only have like 2 hours to get everything ready. You have to organize 300 people into platoons, get everything organized, because you don't get told who the 3rd Legion is until like 2 hours before it starts. So like you just gotta like throw it together at the last minute. It's very frustrating. I think if you just remove that, make it all random, and then like Cho is split up, Digi is split up, Corrupt is split up, everyone feels like they can join, and then like it's an actual fight, it's a contest. It's not like, okay, well the strongest 150 players are on the same team, right? It would be more balanced. It would be more of a cluster F too, which honestly I think makes it more fun, and it feels like a battle for the region, right? Like you feel like, because you do get that essence when you spawn in. You do feel like because the music starts playing and you look around and the entire Tiltus, I've never seen anything like it. There's no node war borders. The entire landscape is a combat zone. You're just running across, trying to get ground on the enemy, like command post. It feels like Battlefront 2 for BDO. It's awesome.
Oh, hold up! You can't. Don't say that word right now.
It's actually. I apologize.
Don't say
Battlefront
that
2
right now,
Classic was
please.
like
Old Battlefront 2.
complete
Stop, it
disaster.
hurts.
The good one
Battlefront 2.
before the money
The good
grubbers.
one.
Yeah, like that's my bad. That's my bad.
Too soon.
But like, yeah, like I just think that like I don't think that NA really didn't do it because it was a boycott as much as they didn't do it because like people are exhausted. Everyone thought it was going to be Cho again, and the people that wanted to fight Cho had already fought Cho. And like I'm surprised that Digi didn't take a crack at it, but like also it doesn't necessarily surprise me. You know, like I don't necessarily blame him. So like. Yeah, like I'm hoping that they just remove the guilds from it and just make it like a commander that everyone can either vote on or whatever. Like there's a number of different ways they could do the commander. They can just ask me, and I could just throw them suggestions. But like, yeah, I will shamelessly be the commander for both sides. If you think that I will not play chess with myself, you are mistaken. I would. Oh, you better not move that knight there. Oh, ooh, and move this rook. Oh, you don't want to do that. Like, bro, I would, I would go in. But like, no, I really do think it would be a lot more fun if it was like all random and then like everyone kind of got to participate. You just applied and everyone just kind of got to participate. It's just a lot of fun. So I don't know. Tiltus, does it sound like content that you think you would want to do?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I'm such a PvP nut that anything that adds more PvP to the game in some form or fashion just sounds fun to me. I mean,
I forgot to tell you.
Oh no,
The
I'm scared.
queen at the end, because we've only seen the Dark Knight queen, because right, the Dark Knights lose every week, but she is eating. She is eating. Like you would see, I would see Chonation push into the queen, and she would just like activate her 4 Vedians and wipe out like 30 people at the same time.
Okay.
Like it was.
Yeah, I
she
see what
was
you're saying now.
feasting.
Like a juiced PvE mob god.
Yeah, it was
Dude, that's
so
cool.
cool.
I like stuff like that.
I know.
It's really cool. When
it
you
felt
go in
like
the
you were
castle,
fighting alongside the queen. You know what I mean? But even though you're
Yeah.
being spawn camped because there's no
So
spawn
there
immunity.
was
Yeah.
a. Did you guys ever play Mordhau?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so Mordhau is like. Did you play For Honor? Do you know what For Honor
Yes.
is?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So Mordhau is the advanced version of For Honor, and they introduced a mode very similar to War of the Roses many years ago. But when you get to the end of the castle, there's always one like mega mob that will
Yes.
literally one shot you if you walk near him. And so like if you're on the defense side, you spawn and fight around this mega mob that's like trying to kill everybody. So I love stuff like that because it's so fun to like have to constantly be like, okay, I need to iframe right now or I'm going to die.
Dude, it's
type
pretty nuts.
stuff.
When you go into the castle, it takes a little bit to get in the castle. Like you have to wind around and around and around when you finally cross the bridge. But when you're getting in the castle, literally there's tons of mages lined up on the wall. PvE mob mages on top of the other army you're fighting that are constantly casting bolts at you. So it's actually incentivized because they do quite a bunch of damage and they're randomly firing at everybody all across the field. It's actually insane when you have like the boss there and then you have all these mages lined up. I got in it like a few weeks ago and literally all I was doing was PvE mob duty where I was wiping up all the random mages, killing everybody. And you know, even for me, a non-really main PvP kind of person, but there are modes that can make it fun. I was really enjoying it. So like
We
you can have a
talked
mixture of your people in it. Like
We
can have
talked
fun.
about that almost exact situation for
Yep.
Serendia Siege many months ago, where we did a PvE, like suggested a PvE siege where it was like just fight really strong PvE
Would-
mobs
yeah,
from, like the
yeah, I
Serendia
remember.
Castle.
It would be sick. It would be really cool. And this is like maybe like a test version of like I mean, there's so many more improvements that can go on this, but it can get so much better. I think it's, you know, this is just the beginning.
Yeah, it sounds like fun. That does actually.
It
sound
is
like
a lot of fun.
I
You
would
should-
never get in, but it sounds
should-
like a lot of fun.
You should try. You should. It's like literally you just apply and then, you know, if you
He's
get in,
not-
cool. If you don't, it's only every 2
Blonde.
weeks, so it's
I
not
mean,
like
Blonde.
download the game again, bro.
yeah,
Blonde.
sounds
Calm
good.
down.
Let's get you in. Yeah,
Blonde.
we'll get you in. You know,
Hang
we'll
on,
get
I've
you
been
in
trying
there.
to get Jay to play fucking
You know
OSRS
that you
for
can
the
do
last
normal
2 days.
Olens,
Y'all
you
need
don't
to
need-
calm down.
Yeah,
Listen,
what
you know,
did you
can-
just
know,
say?
Normal Olens is like the most silver per hour, and you don't even need like it's most raw silver per hour, and you don't even need a shine anymore. So we could just go hop on over to Olens, and we could just crack some mobs. You don't even need any gear. I've been soloing it, so like we could just make a bunch of
Just
silver. It'd be
stand in
easy.
the corner
Stop.
with my pets out.
Yeah.
Stop
look at
playing
me.
RuneScape.
Yeah.
Stop doing that. Stop playing RuneScape.
No, dude, I love OSRS. What are you on
Stop.
about?
RuneScape's
Stop
so
playing
good.
RuneScape.
No, there was just a new region
Stop.
that dropped yesterday. I
Stop.
haven't even got
No,
to touch it
stop.
yet.
Stop it. Yeah, because you're not going to. Because BDO is a better game, and there's literally no excuse
No,
to
it's
still be
not.
playing old school
Well,
RuneScape
okay,
in
hold on.
2024. Okay?
RuneScape is like BDO in many aspects, although it has some of the
Yes,
stuff
I know.
that
That's what I
most
kept
people
telling
want.
Jay when I was trying to convince him to join me. It's like,
Dude,
just
Jay,
come to the dark side
You
for a
should
day.
come to the dark side, Jay. Listen, we can make a group Iron Man. It'd be freaking awesome.
Oh shit!
That's what I said.
Yeah, let's all start level 1. Let's go.
That'd be
Level 1
sick.
group Iron Man. We get blue into it.
Yo.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
fucking
god.
Old Moon podcast, fucking
Yeah.
OSRS
Yeah.
adventures.
Chopping trees.
I'm
That's
so
a great
excited.
idea.
Moon
I
Runecast.
can't
That's an
wait.
We
awesome-
would
Yeah,
intentionally just go
old
in and die to a goblin 5 times and use all of our lives.
Yes.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
So excited.
We were supposed to
Oh,
do a
excited.
Baldur's Gate playthrough at some point too, and that never happened.
Because
dude, that
you
would be
went to
so
anonymous
sick.
mode every time you played it.
I was dodging my guild. What do you want from me?
That would be really fun too. Jay and
Bro,
I
that
played
is
through
a
campaign. It was fantastic.
mood. That is a mood. You have not lived until your PvP guild is literally
until
pinging
you
you.
have AFK set up on Discord. Discord's not showing the game you're playing, and you're in anonymous mode on Steam, so that you can play a separate game, so your guild's not going, "Hey, can you shot call tonight?" Like, bro, I'm good. I want to play Baldur's Gate tonight. Leave me
That
alone.
is a mood, man. I have done that
And Blue's
so
like,
many
I've been
times.
there. I know.
Yes, sir. Like it's not old school RuneScape, but like, bro, sometimes I just want to sleep. or something. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like,
Like-
oh my goodness. Like sometimes you
the
just
thing
gotta
is,
chill.
is like every time like really really good games come out, like Baldur's Gate, like Elden Ring, like even Helldivers that just came out recently, it's like, bro, I'm like, I don't want to do anything but play this game for like a month.
Yes.
Like I don't
Yeah.
want to node war, I don't want to grind, like just
Yep.
let me play this new game. I think that's
Yep.
one of the other things that eventually dragged me away from BDO2 was like the obligation to the game itself to continue playing.
Well, I mean, yes and no. I feel like BDO is one of the best games where you can like leave and come back and still be
Right,
relevant
when you're
in
not
any
running
stage
a
of the
guild.
game. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
in your specific circumstance, it's a lot more intense. But yeah, That's
don't get me wrong.
tough.
I loved leadership, and every time I come back to the game, I'm like, I'm not gonna do leadership this time. I'm not gonna burn out. I'm not gonna do it. And then like a month or two passes by, and like I'm either shot calling or
living
running
it
like
and
a
loving it.
lead, or like I'm in the BDO Node War hub, like talking to people, like. It's just like I enjoy it, so
can't
it is
escape.
fun. But at the same time, like sometimes I just want to be like, I don't want to play BDO. Let me just play. Let me play Baldur's Gate. Let me play Helldivers.
Yeah, I mean, like,
yeah, that's kind of a tough decision spot.
it is, but like, see, now I've spent enough times. I'm a lot like Tiltus. Like, I feel like I have to help out. But see, that's
Yeah.
why I like Barcode, see, because the guild basically runs itself. The leadership
Yep.
just does its thing, and like when they need me, they ask me for help, and if I can do it, I help, and if I can't do it, I do. You know, I just kind of respectfully chill. But like, dude, and that's it's a tough balance to strike. The trick is to work 70 hours a week at your job, and not have any time for leadership. You know what I mean?
True.
Like that
No.
that helps tremendously.
Yeah.
But no, it got to the point where I'd be sitting in my office at work with Discord up on my phone, messaging people like, "Hey, do you have any plans tonight? Can we ally? Is there going to be a fight on this node?" Like,
I'm having flashbacks to
I'm
Nom.
spending an
right
hour
now.
on my phone at work, sitting in my office. Meanwhile, my boss is like walking by, like, "Hey, you've been on your phone a lot today," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm doing stuff." Like,
Like I'm having flashbacks to Nom, dude. Like that hits.
That's what Blonde Bear said. We're the Vietnam players in BDO.
That's
We've
true.
been through the
But
trenches.
that's what it's like though in leadership, is that you're always on call for
Yep.
like it is a job. You are always on call, and yeah, it has its rewarding aspects, but the bottom line is you're not getting paid, but everyone else's game experience rides on you working hard.
Yep.
If you don't work hard, everyone else has a worse time, and believe me, they will let you know
They will let you know.
that they had a
Yeah.
worse time.
When the guild suddenly, like, half the guild leaves, and you're like, "What happened? Where'd everybody go?"
Our fights this week sucked. Like, wait, what do you mean? What
Yep.
about the previous 52 weeks of good fights, man? Like, I
Yeah.
messed it
Hey,
up
I'm
one
not coming
time.
to war
Like,
tonight. I'm gonna murk out for this other guild. What, bro? The stick's already down. What do you mean?
yeah,
Don't worry, I'll
exactly.
join back tomorrow. That was my favorite one
That
that ever
was-
happened.
I hated
you get
it.
like a group of 3 or 4 players who are like, "Hey, I'm not coming to war tonight, but the stick's already down, so I'm gonna go back to Sprout mode tomorrow,
Yeah.
so that I can murk into this guild." I'm like,
Yeah, for the next week, I'm gonna be a
Yeah.
Sprite, right? Okay, Tiltus. I'm not sure which region of the country do you live in again? Is it like Midwest,
South.
East, West? You're in the South side, but like,
I'm
is
a
it
Southern boy?
okay? So like, you're probably more central.
I'm
you're probably
mid-south.
yeah,
I'm
we're
mid-south,
kind of
yeah.
around where I'm at. Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's
Right,
centralized
you're
servers.
very close to me. You're like
Mhm.
a couple hours away.
Yes, sir. Centralized servers.
Please.
They tested
I don't
them.
even play the game, and I'm begging for you guys.
They tested them on the global lab, and they were crisp. They were crisp.
People
Now,
like them a lot.
now to be
Don't
clear,
tell me this.
while they were testing them, the main servers crashed during siege that day. Like I'm not joking. Tiltus, we won the fight. Okay, Barcode wins the fight. We're 2.5 hours into siege. We knock a guild out. There's like no, I'm not really feeling any lag. And then all of a sudden, everyone's offline. Siege is just over.
Nice.
That's it.
Guru
Siege servers just
processing,
crashed.
baby.
It was wild. Like Huntler
Is
was
Siege
a prophet,
instanced
man.
yet?
Nope. And that's what we're all like, okay, centralized servers are a big step, but also if you just give all of the large scale PvP its instance servers, like make Serendia 1, Balanos 1, all the 1 servers, make them all just instance servers. You don't even have to
I feel
add
like-
more stuff. Just make them all the instance Node War Siege servers. And then the
I feel
only
like
people that can go to
Every
those servers
game
are yes
ever
sub
is
people.
having problems with servers lately. Like BDO's historically always had problems with servers, but like
Well, that's an MMO. It's going to struggle more than most games.
yeah, but like not what we're talking about. But I just feel like every game ever for the last year has just struggled so much with servers, and I'm like, it can't do we just need like a whole bunch of server techs? Like, is that what the US needs at this point? Like,
no, the trick is to just lay off 30% of your staff has been the strategy for most gaming companies.
For all these companies,
in the last like 6 months, and then
well, I don't know if that's working or not.
and then just say it's the economy. You know what I mean? Like, and then like
it's
nobody.
definitely not the CEO's pocket or anything.
Yeah, the craziest thing is that they like a couple companies laid off people, and then everyone else was like, all right, well, like
we should do that.
if we do it now, like, because everybody was already thinking about it.
We won't be
Everyone
the
was like,
bad
if we
guy.
do it now, we don't look like the bad guy. All the blame is like on everyone instead of just us. So everyone just like laid off a bunch of people like,
Yeah.
right in a row.
It was very weird.
It was crazy.
Meanwhile, Blue over here is like, I was ahead of the curve. Sorry, too soon. My fault.
What the hell, dude? I just got damn. Bro, I'm making fun of this dude's gear. I'm over here making fun of this guy's gear. This dude just took out his gun. Okay? What was that?
Yo, I gotta tag you back every once in a while, man. Come on.
That wasn't a tag, bro. I hit you with a couple jags. You
That
just
was a
Mike
dome
Tyson
shot.
right hooked me, man. Like,
Yeah.
just so
been a
anyway, I
while.
started blasting. Yeah, that was actually kind of juiced. Huh? Oh my god. Yeah, you're absolutely insane. Also banned. Yeah. Yeah.
I can
Have a
still
nice
see
day.
chat. I'm fine.
Yeah. For now.
For now.
I think I've been banned in your chat multiple times actually. Now
It's
that
a
we're
rite of
talking
passage.
about it.
It's a rite of passage. Like honestly, it's kind of like a badge of honor. I'm almost thinking about making merch that said I got banned. You know what I mean? Like I'm on the list. I actually sent in an actual report ticket because somebody pulled a resplendent alchemy stone out of a box and then immediately just one
And then
tap.
tap to
just
Splendid.
tapped it to Splendid. I sent in an actual support ticket. I'm not joking. I didn't even care what server it is. They were like server, and I was like, I don't even care. Just ban it. Okay?
You know who it is. Just get that guy
Yeah,
out of
just
here.
get him out of here. All right, it's not fair to the rest of us.
That's crazy.
We're all mad about it. Okay, just you banned another streamer, no investigation. Just let it happen. Okay, just let it happen. Yeah, so we've been through a lot. I think the centralized servers are going to be a really big change. And again, they tested them on the global lab. That test went really, really well. People were very happy with it. The instance game mode for Odalita, hopefully they see that data and they're like, okay, maybe we should try this for the rest of the server. That would be crazy. You know what I mean? We have the Heidel Ball coming up in a couple months here. Like, was it in June? Like late June, or is it in July?
June.
In
Usually.
June. Right.
What do you guys wanna
I get
see?
to go. I'm going. Blonde, did you get invited?
Sick.
I did get invited, but I don't know if things are gonna work out. I have so many other things kind of coinciding that I don't think it's gonna happen.
Blonde!
Unfortunately.
I'm too fancy.
You're
Yeah, my
too
work
fancy.
stuff's,
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Like I'm too fancy to
No, no,
Well,
no,
dude.
no.
going to a official.
No, I really want to go
this.
'cause after the Oasis. I definitely want to go. It's just between work schedules and people already have because we request our time off like a year ahead of time. I'd have to trade schedules and get the passport and figure out how I'm gonna buy the plane tickets. There's like so many like little tiny things I gotta add up, and then on top of that, we gotta have people watch our house and our dog and our cats, and it's just. I should have prepared in January. I shouldn't have waited till now.
yeah, you missed
That's
that.
like you got a lot of work to do in the next 2 months. So good luck.
Or you can still get all that done. Be honest with you. That sounds like a quitter attitude right there.
Yeah,
That's- you got to
just
get the
looking at a lot of
passport.
other-
You just got to do now.
I'm just looking at a lot of other stuff I gotta get managed, and I'm just
Did Jay get invited?
I don't know if Jay.
I
You mean-
I didn't apply. I didn't apply.
I was gonna say, you mean the executive producer? God, I hope so. Who's gonna give the keynote?
I just imagine Jay rolling up in a raccoon suit.
Yeah, like
Like,
Jay never gets invited to
nobody
anything.
Still no face reveal. Just
No.
he has to be the raccoon always.
Well, that's what he was saying when
Just
we
a
were
little
talking
AI
about the.
voice with
We were
him
talking
all
about the
time.
Oasis, and Jay was like, "Well, maybe if they do like a costume or a masquerade." I was like, "Good, just come in a masquerade anyways. People come in cosplay. Like you could just be all masked up, bro."
Other
Be
people,
easy.
other VTubers have done it. They walked around the
Yeah.
whole Oasis event with like masks and stuff on.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm excited for it because the Heidel Ball, I don't know if you know, Tiltus, is in Heidel. It's in France, in the city that they
Oh,
modeled after
shit.
Heidel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're having
okay,
the keynote
nice.
at like the storage keeper, right? Like it's
That's wild. Yeah, because
Isn't
I've
that-
seen the pictures of actual Heidel. It's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently it smells like total ass, but I'll know that when I get there. I'm gonna be streaming it. So like I'm gonna walk around and do it, and then my plan is on that trip I'm gonna go over to Italy, not walk, but like we're gonna go over to Italy because Calpheon is in Italy.
Oh, sick.
And so like I was gonna go visit the Church of
You gonna
Calpheon
make
and all that.
Calpheon meal while you're there?
I already did that and it was perfect, so I don't really have to redo that again.
Yeah, but do it in Calpheon, dude.
That is a good idea. I will consider it. This is my idea now. Thank you. This is your idea. This is my idea. And then Olvia is actually in the UK. So I plan on doing I plan on doing some streams for those and showing people like where like what everything looks like and whatnot if I can. It depends on what service looks like, but definitely a vlog at least.
That
for stuff like
actually
that.
sick.
Yeah, for my YouTube. Like it would be like super cool. And then like apparently EU TwitchCon is like the week after.
Jesus.
And so like I've never been to TwitchCon before. Nor have I ever really had the motivation. I've not really had the motivation to go to TwitchCon. The Oasis events, like the balls and stuff, those are events that I really like going to because you get to meet the community and stuff. I do feel that TwitchCon is probably not my crowd. However, I think that there will be a lot of people that I know there because of the Heidel Ball being very close to it. So like I think I might go to that too. Just not necessarily for the con itself, but for like just like meeting everybody and like hanging out and like
we better get a
socializing.
bunch of IRL streams because I want to tune into that. I tuned into the Oasis one quite a bit when you were there.
Oh yeah.
So
No, it was a good time.
I watched you did you get blasted by a wave? Is that what happened?
Oh god, yeah, that was a year ago. Yeah, so like what had happened was I ran into the ocean, then realized it was too cold, turned around, started to run out, and then a wave just like came up behind me and wiped me out. And when my face hit the ground, my glasses came off. And it just swept it right out to sea. And the funny thing is Larry Fish was standing right behind me, and he's like, I did feel the glasses got caught on my leg. And I was like, and you didn't grab it? And he's like, I didn't really think about it. And I was like, what do you mean you didn't think about it? What are you doing? I can't see now. I 1v X the ocean and just took an L. Like honestly, I lost the crystal. Like IRL.
Flagged up, bro.
Yeah, like I flagged up, lost the crystal IRL.
You lost
it's like
a lot of accuracy.
bullshit.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
A lot of accuracy.
Yeah.
You good?
I couldn't see. It was so honestly, the analogy worked so well. I actually I had to stop for a second to appreciate it, Jay. That's how good it was. That's crazy. Yeah, no, like I didn't do I went to the Oasis event this year, but I didn't do any streams at it because I didn't really necessarily have the time to. But I did a New York stream not too long ago. That was for Naraka Blade Point though.
That's on YouTube.
Yeah. But yeah, the vlog of it. Just a super fun trip and stuff. I'm looking for the Heidel Ball is gonna be. It's gonna be something else, man. I'm very excited.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. That sounds great.
I mean, to me, it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity / excuse to go to Europe.
Yep.
I don't get to go to Europe very often, so this is my excuse to spend the money and get it done. So I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm actually curious what predictions for the Heidel Ball are. Before Jay and Blonde say anything, Tiltus, if anything was gonna bring you back to the game at the Heidel Ball. What you think? Jay gets up on stage. He just starts whipping out the bangers.
No,
What
I've
does he
already
do?
said exactly what will bring me back to the game. I actually
go ahead.
commented it on a YouTube video of yours. Iron Man mode or a classic Cerberus. I'm done. I'm done. I'd play the game forever.
You need to watch the series on YouTube.
I did that months ago, and I got hard flamed for it.
Oh no, okay, yeah. So your Iron Man series, and I make fun of you to this day. To this day, you should go watch the reacts I do to the Iron Man series on my channel.
I did. That's why I commented on it.
Yeah, and I literally said there are stupid people in the past that have tried hardcore BDO where like if you die you have to restart.
Yeah, I went through.
That was
like
you.
8
I was talking about
I think,
you
on day one.
Yeah, I was talking about you.
Dude, the quest boss caught me off guard so badly. I was not prepared.
Dude's not even making it past Red Nose. That's crazy.
It wasn't that one. It was the
insane.
horseback one at the top of the Kron Castle. That one my shit
the
up
knight
repeatedly. That thing was hard. I was not prepared for that at all.
Oh god, it's just like I don't think the kill thing. So like, what is BDO classic to you? What define BDO classic then?
I want to go back to there only being Velia, Serendia, and Calpheon,
Okay.
and just play through the experience that I missed. 'Cause
But
that's the thing. I didn't start until
Steam release.
DK release. DK release was when I started playing because it
So just
very
before
short.
Steam.
Yeah, so very shortly after DK release, or right before Mystic release, I should say, is when I started playing because Mystic was like the big thing that. Came
Oh,
up,
okay, so
like,
that's much later. Yeah, so that was a little
I
after
started
me.
playing.
Yeah, so you started
Yeah.
after I did.
Yeah, so I missed the like intro that people always talk about with like such nostalgia goggles, but I would really like to just experience it of like everybody being at Catfishman, everybody's grinding for level 50, everybody's like just sweating as hard as they can. There's no awakening yet. Like I want to just experience it for the sake of experiencing it. So that would definitely bring me back to the game. And then a like legitimate Iron Man mode would also bring me back to the game because that would just be fun. I love Iron Man. I have like 3 on RuneScape, so I would just enjoy to play something like that.
Okay, so like you would like silver to have weight and stuff again because I don't want any of that stuff. I don't want the old marketplace. I don't want silver to have weight. I don't want. I want my quality of life changes. But if we can
Classic Plus server where they keep a lot of the quality of life changes that are in the game now, but it's the old versions of the servers. I would not want to play with silver having weight again. God, please, please.
That'd be
I
so
forgot
fun.
that was even a thing. That hurt
It'd
me.
be so fun. Nostalgia.
Not
No,
nostalgia. No, I don't want to like
Here's the
be
thing,
like
though.
sentenced to only carrying around 10 mil on my person. Heaven forbid I get to 11 because then I'm overweight.
Here's the thing,
That was
though.
the actual worst.
For BDO Classic, I think that they have to disable the Pearl Shop and make it like $100 or something. Like,
I'd pay it.
like make it $50. Honestly, $50. $100 is ridiculous. But $50, no Pearl Shop,
Yep.
nothing, no
And
microtransactions.
Do Classic Plus probably because yeah, there's a lot of quality of life changes that have come over the years that I've forgotten about, like silver having weight.
Yeah, you see, you forget.
Definitely
You know,
a Classic Plus.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. Like, there's
Yeah.
no way.
That brought back horror flashbacks right there. Please don't ever say that again.
Weight, yeah, like weight was a serious issue. Inventory was a serious issue. Nothing stacked. Everything weighed too much. Like the old marketplace. Like I don't know, man.
With
The game would
pre-orders,
just.
yeah, I bought
it would
my
be
first
so
dandy for
bad.
like 600 mil or something.
I would start and like I would get through like a third of the main story before I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this again. like the BDO class, well, like the BDO Classic, there would just be so. My biggest problem is the quality of life would just be so bad. There's no seasonal,
You are
and like
you are
yeah, that's
definitely
great,
correct
but
about
like
that.
like the seasonal thing is fine. None of that stuff is fine. The Pearl Shop, but see, if you disable the Pearl Shop altogether, well, then you can't get outfits. You know what I mean? Like, so like, what do you do? Like, do you just have people buy outfits for silver? Can you just, is the Pearl Shop just a silver shop now?
You would just have to convert a lot of that stuff to like silver. Like
Everything in the Pearl
merchant.
Shop is just now silver. It's all 30 mil or whatever. Like, and you have to spend money on it, but like you can get it for silver. That would be a doable like change because like I don't want to have to go buy the entire game and all the money that I've spent on my current account again on another account. You're dreaming. Like there's no way I'm gonna do that.
There's no. If BDO Classic came out and I had the Pearl Shop, I just wouldn't play with the Pearl Shop. I would never hit the button. I just ignore it and just pretend it doesn't exist. That's the only way I could play it because even if I came back to the game now, I don't think I could justify spending another $1 on this game.
No,
I've spent too much money on BDO over the years. I'm good.
One of our listeners said, "No outfits, just wear dim tree like a man."
Tree armor. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, everybody running around in their ghillie suits.
Everybody's running around like a bush Wookiee, bro. No,
The good old days.
no, not the good old. No,
Nostalgia.
No, we all made fun of that dude that dropped like $600 in like at level 7.
Dude, I watched part of that
did you?
video, and I eventually could not watch any more of it. It was hurting me to watch.
It was crazy. You like he's up to like $1,100 now. Like I go to help him
too, man. If he's having fun, that's great. But I saw that he had 15,000 crons in the bank, and I just went, I'm clicking off this video right now.
It was
I'm
crazy,
done
dude.
watching this.
It was crazy. And then I get to help him like a week later. I get to help him. He opens his inventory. He's got 21,000 crown stones. I'm like, why do you have more crown stones? Stop buying crown stones. like stop spending money.
He must have watched the wrong video that told him how important these little stones were, and now he's just cursed to be like, oh, I need them. I need them.
Every time he sees them, he's like, I gotta buy them.
I just feel a
He
little
seems
scrawny
like a
in the
really
morning.
nice dude, and he seems like he's having fun
He's super
with the game.
genuine,
But
yeah.
I was like, whew, that was a lot of money.
He is a genuine guy. I loved it. But yeah, like I mean, like we meme about that. I got an outfit right away when I started BDO and I was playing my Dark Knight. I was like, all right, I want to look cool. I'm just gonna pay what I gotta pay. I'm gonna look cool. And so I bought the Rose of Cassius, and we lived happily ever after.
I ran the
Still have that
roaring, outfit. I wore the roaring armor for probably the first month I played the game, and then after that, I finally broke down and bought an outfit.
Yeah, no, that's just not gonna work, man. Like I was playing Dark Knight for 2 reasons. Both were roughly the same. Never mind. But really, it was like again, flashy boom boom effects, attractive elf chick. You know what I mean? Like that's what we were going for. And Dark Knight back then looked the coolest. It wasn't even close. If you compare Dark Knight's like Awakening trailer to the other Awakening trailers, no wonder Dark Knight was the most popular class. It was just cleanly better. Like, looked so much cooler in its trailer. You know what I mean?
Nukes. You drop big purple nukes all over the screen. Like, what more do you want?
Yeah, it was just so cool. Like the animations and effects nowadays, those animations and effects had to be updated because like they kind of looked a little outdated compared to like Awakening Megu's effects kind of hit.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Musa and Megu.
Scholar. Do you think you'd play Scholar, Tiltus?
I don't know a lick about Scholar. I avoided that like the plague when I saw it get released. I was like, I'm not looking at it. Nope.
What do you mean?
Because I was done with BDO. I was like, I'm not going to get sucked back in by a class. I refuse. So I don't know anything about Scholar, like literally zero.
He doesn't look because he knows he will.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because it's that good.
I choose not to look because I won't.
He knows he would like it.
Yeah. Like,
that's why he must look away.
The problem, Tiltus, is that she's actually really good in PvE. She's like relatively low APM, really solid PvE grinder. And then you get to PvP and she starts charging up that hammer. She's like, oh my god, I'm gonna do so much damage every time. It's crazy. She does 0 damage every time. It's like a bonk hammer every single time she swings it. It's nuts. So like outside of PvP though, it's a phenomenal class and it's super fun to play. And like, I love it to death. And I think that you would love it too. I think you'd have a good time with it. I'm surprised that when I asked you, like what, okay, you know what? I'll ask the same question to everyone else and then I'll give my 2 cents. What do you guys want to see for the Heidel Ball? Blonde, what would be the most exciting thing for you?
New region, new dungeon. That's all I'm really looking for. More of these PvP modes, a PvE node war, something like that. That's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to have the dungeon announcement in a new region. East. So,
see, we thought we were going to get the dungeon announcement.
Wait, is the 4th dungeon still not in the game?
I think
no, it's not in the goddamn
okay, so the reason they're taking so
game,
long on the 4th dungeon is because they're building up a leisure story and it's probably gonna be way more intricate than the last few dungeons.
Spam.
That's the only reason. No. There's gonna be like mini bosses right before the final boss. Because like literally the 3rd dungeon compared to the 2nd dungeon compared to the 1st dungeon, every time it's been a massive evolution. The first one was so basic. The second one is extremely complex mechanics and RNG. And the 3rd one is like multi-level boss fights where you're fighting like 3 different bosses until you get to the final boss. And it's challenging and everything with different mechanics. I think this 4th one's going to be like just taking it to the next level because that's they've done every time, and I think that's why they've taken their time.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you think it's you're hoping it's like a raid dungeon thing?
Yeah. That.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Jay. What would you like? What's like the ideal? Oh my god! I'm so excited. This is it. Moment. What is that?
Possibly an alchemy stone rework because I'm still like holding out that I get an upgrade for my Vel. I really don't want to do the old system to get a splendid, and so hey, this is wait for me to get more power, I guess.
Oh my god, dude! I'm stunned that he was not immediately like Olin's remastered.
Olin's remastered.
That would be pretty good.
Like, no, shut up.
Good. I
what
love
do you
Deku
mean?
Boss.
Like, I'm like, oh my god, bro. Mom's like, that would be good. No.
Yeah, that'd be
Like,
awesome.
what is Tiltus? This is what I've been dealing with since you've been gone. It's crazy, bro. I get like, no, honestly, our biggest complaint on the podcast is we don't have any other PvPers. It's literally just me, and I'm a bitch.
Dude, if you watch the first half of the catalog on the Old Moon podcast, it's just me and Blue talking about nothing but PvP.
There were some episodes that we forgot Jay was there. You know what I mean?
Like Blonde's I watched them all.
Yes.
I know.
Yes, it was a lot of stuff. I was just like, man, I see what people have been asking for. I understand why they say it every single comment every single week, because they got a lot of it for a while. It's like every
crazy
episode, half of it was that.
Well, cool. Yeah, and it was a bit of a change gears since then. Yeah. But like, I feel like what we did is not anything different than what PA did. You know what I mean? Like that, you just remove some of the PvP from the game. You know, you just take that, you just do this, right, and you just bring him over here, and then you bring and then you bring Blonde in from the left, right? And you're good to go. And you're like, boom, look at that. This is the same game. And then eventually, it's just gonna be like. And then this is Pearl Abyss's perfect game. Perfect. All of the PvPers, all of the toxic people.
To mute for all of that?
No, I just didn't say. I was just moving my cameras. I moved you off the screen, and then I moved myself off the screen.
Oh, okay. I was like, what just happened?
Yeah, no, I literally moved Tiltus off the screen because we're removing half the PvPers, right? As we transition, and then we bring in another PvEer, and then they're gonna remove me from the screen. And then we just bring in another PvEer. You know what I mean? Then I don't even get to be on my own podcast anymore. And everything is perfect.
Eventually, Node Wars won't exist anymore. They're too toxic.
Cycle of MMOs.
Oh, wait. Were you around for like the suggested Node War changes?
God, no. I'm glad I wasn't.
Tiltus.
I probably lost more hair.
Oh, this is so good. Oh, wait. I'm so glad you're sitting down. This is juiced. So Jay literally got out a whiteboard. Okay. A literal whiteboard. Because like Korea started panicking. And like started boycotting War of the Roses. They were super upset. And Jay goes, all right, we're gonna fix Node Wars. This dude got out a whiteboard and started drawing on a live stream. Okay. And he's like, here's what I'm explaining is gonna happen. So essentially, they're gonna change Node Wars. This is what they're working on. They're gonna change Node Wars. They're gonna remove cannons. They're removing defense. They're removing flex. The entire idea of like strategy in Node gone. Vape poof, gone. All right. You spawn in with a fort. All right. There's like 2 or 3 Node Wars a night. You know what I mean? Total. Everybody signs up for them. Like 10 guilds sign up for it, right? And you fight over the node. And every like 20 minutes, or is it every 30 minutes? I think it's every 20 minutes. Part of the Node War zone is claimed by whoever tags the fort last. Okay, so there's like 7 or 8 forts. Okay, and you just tag like whoever the last one to tag the fort is gets that region of the node and is out of the Node War. You're done. And then the other 6 guilds or whatever keep fighting over the rest. And then like every 20 minutes, a region is taken until there's only one left, and then everybody ends up with a node at the end. Like, first thoughts, Tiltus. That's the best explanation I could do, by the way. That is literally as good as it gets. First thoughts on that.
I'm just gonna sit outside the base and fight for 2 hours, huh?
There it is.
What?
Yes, that's it. There it is.
I don't care about the Node War being short. If anything, I want the Node War to be like a solid like hour and 20 minutes, and I'd be satisfied. But like, huh? What?
We're talking about a 20-minute
The last person that tags the base gets the like what?
I know. And this is their solution to stop politics. Chad actually brings up a good point. This is their solution to stop politics, as if there won't be politics, right?
Oh no, it'll be like.
Is this a joke?
6 guilds drop. You confirm in what order everybody's taking, and then the last 2 people
and then you just RBF.
Are the ones that want to have fun the entire time, and they're just standing out in the middle of the field fighting.
Yeah, so to me, that sounds like Cho Nation signing up for a Node War and farming everyone until they're the last guild left. You know what I mean? Like, now we're going to farm you. Now we're going to farm you. Now we're going to farm you. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't... I have very little faith. Like, you're also removing cannons and defense entirely. So, like, something that, like, I am, like, vehemently against... is the way I would say it, because I'll be honest with you, as much as I might not like cannons and I might not like defense, cannons and defense are a way for people to contribute to the Node War for players that maybe don't have the most mechanical skill, but like I do know about the game and want to contribute and like be a part of the community, right? And if you take that aspect of the node war away from those players don't get to do PvP anymore because like
Yep.
they won't be chosen for node war, right? Like you're just not
Yeah.
going to pick those players.
I mean, some of the people the last time I ran a guild, like the people that were really excited about Node Wars, but didn't have the gear score to be in main ball, they were like, okay, I'm gonna go sit in defense and then grind, and they grinded to infinity and beyond, and then they were like, hey, I'm ready to do main ball stuff now. I'm playing one of your preferred classes because you told me at the beginning, like, if you do this class, you're more likely to get in a Node War, and now they've got a bunch of gear. It's like. And then there was so many cannoneers that I had that were like, yeah, I hate main ball fighting. I hate flex. I hate defense. But I can get on a cannon and just shoot for, an hour and a half. You know, I don't have any problem doing that.
They were special people, usually tamers.
True.
Like, or lawns. But like, yeah, I mean, like, we love those people because they're doing all the dumb shit that we don't want to do, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't want to do any of that stuff. Like, I don't know. I feel like it just takes out. There's no more flags. Like, no recoveries. Like, it would just be like you spawn with your fort.
No flags?
Yeah.
Oh,
you spawn in with your
God.
fort. Yeah, you're spawning in with your fort. And it is just, your fort can't die for any reason. And it's just whoever tags whatever region last, right? This is our understanding of it so far. And that's it.
Wait, so this was recent?
Oh, yeah. Well, so they've updated us to let us know that they're still working on it. But like, I'm gonna be honest with you, still working on it. We know what that means, right? Like they were still working on the last node war change when it like hard failed in Korea. The like risk system that we got, it like hard failed in Korea. We didn't hear anything about it for like 6 months, and then they were like, yeah, we worked on it. It's new. It's different. And then they just released it worldwide with 0 changes. And guess what? It failed, right? So like, I think that they are working on it. Really, what that means is they're just gonna launch this. Like, and I think it's basically just gonna be an RBF. I really do not feel that like a lot of like the leadership cores and stuff. I will say it lowers a lot of the work that the leadership core has to do. That's it. Node Wars is just get in there, it's one shot caller, everybody just bangs out, and then you're done in 20 minutes, and that's your PvP for the day. Like you can do Guild League too. Like technically you could go all the way to like an hour. They were gonna shorten it to like an hour and a half or something, like maybe 2 hours at the maximum. I think it was like an hour and a half or something. They were definitely shortening like the overall time.
Was this their like Lost Ark apology stream type?
Yeah,
things,
we had like a 3 bozos.
Send another stream afterwards to apologize for the previous stream type thing. Like
we had like a 3 bozos thing going on.
It's a lot to do with the KR sentiment and stuff. They're trying to do everything they can to recover the KR audience, which is causing more problems for everyone else because now we have to deal with the problems of them trying to retain players in their side of the game, which isn't even a game-based thing. It's a culture-based thing. So it's like, I don't even know how you tackle
Blue,
something like that.
And probably Blonde Bear. What is something I harped about for like 25 episodes?
There was so much I went through. I don't know.
Patches for the game. Please.
Yeah.
If you want to do dumb shit with Korea, then do dumb shit with Korea. But
believe it or not, it has gotten a little bit better because after Korea started boycotting everything and stuff got like crazy, I ended up creating something called the United Nations podcast. And like we bring on like the Korean streamers, and the EU streamers. We have a translator. We bring in like we got SEA there, right? Like I'm trying to bring in SA as well. Console aren't human beings, so they don't get to be on the podcast. But like, aside from that, like, sorry guys. Like that,
they're not watching.
They need their own. They need
they're on their Xbox.
They need their own. They need their own podcast. I'll be honest with you. You know what I mean? Like,
they should.
But like, even still, we definitely had the UN podcast with all the different chat scrolling, and it was really unique, Tiltus, because like I remember the first time it happened, we had everybody's chats up on the screen, and like you see all the Koreans are talking to each other, and then all the North Americans are talking to it, and everybody felt like they were kind of like low-key having a discussion because we were translating everything that was going on in chat. And like for the first time in the game, it really did feel like we were talking with each other. It's like, wait, you didn't want that? Wait, we didn't. We thought that you guys wanted it. Wait, we didn't want it either. Like, and you'd be surprised how many of those instances, like every single thing. It's crazy how much KR actually agrees with us on basically everything. Their players are incredibly based most of the time.
It doesn't surprise me because like a lot of us come from like games like League of Legends, which are like there's no cultural difference there. It's like you play a PvP game, do PvP. Like it seems like a lot of that stuff would probably translate pretty well between the player bases.
Yeah, like I think it would be like it anyway. That podcast has been going on, and like they did take some feedback from that podcast, which was pretty cool. It wasn't necessarily the purpose of the podcast, but like it was really cool to have the developers like, okay, we heard your feedback about this, and then they made changes to the game based off what the Korean community said, based off what we had said, based on EU feedback, and then they started this other thing on NA and EU, the CMGM teams, in an effort to like show more transparency and like give more feedback, like, to show that our feedback is getting through. They actually have like a poster board each week of like the things that were changed in the game and like the forum posts that made that change happen and who posted it. So like to demonstrate that Perlibus was listening to the NAEU forums. Whether or not that is necessarily true, I mean, you can be jaded and be like, no, they just changed it because KR finally suggested it, and this happened to be the forum post that like most that lined up with that, right? Yeah. But like
exactly.
I really do think like it does feel like a little bit more recently than before we are able to get feedback through to the developers, because like we will say things about War of the Roses, like worldwide. We will say things about War of the Roses and it will change immediately on the global labs, right? And like the same thing with the Guild League. We were like, they introduced a new map like Elder's Bridge, and we were all like, yeah, this is terrible. This is awful. Nobody likes this map. Gone the next week. Like, and like it was really nice. Really, really nice. So like, I do feel like the developers have made a much better effort in the last few months to try to listen to people. But I think that's probably because their player base started tanking. Just because like, and their stock started tanking as well. So like they started listening to people in an effort to kind of spin that around. And I gotta say,
when does the investors like meeting happen? Isn't that coming up like soon?
Probably.
We
I'm not
went
sure.
over it a little bit last year. I'd be curious to see what those numbers were for this year.
Oh God.
Remember, we talked about that a little bit last year. It was very brief, but it was like right when we started. I'd be curious to see what the numbers look like.
This looks really good. This 1 day forecast looks fantastic.
1 day forecast? Is this the Perlibus stock?
This looks a little bit more grim. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, if you just look like glass half full, glass half empty. All right, do you see? Like, that's a little rough, right? If I go 5 years to date, we're actually at rock bottom. Pretty rough right now. I think it's because they announced another pushback for Crimson Desert, and then like,
yeah, that'll,
you know, like, they made people like really upset with BDO for a while, and then they started listening to us, which has helped. It's definitely come up a little bit recently. Like I said, like in the last day, let's see, 5 days. Okay, so it is coming up a little bit. Let's go to 1 month. Ooh, down from last month. That's rough, because last month was the record low, and now here it is again. Here's another record.
Oof.
Like, so yeah, I'm not thinking that investor meeting is necessarily going to go super well.
I'll be curious to see those numbers, to be honest. I enjoyed looking at them a lot last year when they got announced.
I know this is cope. This is super cope, but I also genuinely believe it. I actually think it's a pretty good time to buy Perlibus stock.
Yep, because it's only gone up from here. Because
it sounds like cope.
Heck.
But I swear to God, Crimson Desert is going to eat. And like obviously, you know, Black Desert will rebound on it, but like Crimson Desert will eat, and because Crimson Desert eats, Black Desert will see more players, because Crimson Desert has a bunch of players will play Crimson Desert and be like, wow, BDO's like the MMO version of this. And then like they'll come over and play BDO. So like that stock's gonna go crazy. Hang
on, like, can you show us the floor behind your chair? I want to make sure there's not a tank of copium back there real quick.
I can't. Yeah, like, look. I gotta clean some stuff up here.
You got an IV drip somewhere that I need to know about here? What's going on?
I do think it'll come back up, but like, yeah, no, I don't think the investor meetings could go super well this year.
No, because they invested a lot into a new engine or something last year, right? Is what we talked about, if I remember correctly.
Right.
So definitely be curious to see.
We're getting a pipe class. Does that interest you at all?
Tiltus?
Yeah, he wields
It's
like
a
a
Musa that
he wields
smokes.
a PVC pipe. It's a big
Like a smoking pipe.
no.
a
It's just a big PVC pipe that is technically also used for smoking. Like I'm not even joking.
I don't know which one of you to take seriously at this point. I'm
Not
like,
even capping right now.
picturing
I'll pull
Gandalf
up
shooting,
I'm gonna pull up the picture.
sailboats
Who's got the
through
picture for
smoke
me?
rings.
Pipe class BDO. Chris Bally had this wonderful lying series where he lied about it a bunch. Let me look at this. Open image in a new tab. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Potentially. But like realistically it does look like he's got a really big sword and then he's got a pipe in his other hand. Like the pipe is his offhand or something.
His off weapon is a pipe. I
Yeah.
played the fuck out of that class.
Would you though? Like I don't know, man. Like I don't
He uses dough wielder magic, which comes from the Land of the Morning Light region, which is probably like just power
That
energy
second part
strikes.
of that ever drop?
It's coming.
It's
soon.
coming with the high
It's
ball.
coming soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah.
Probably coming this summer now, something like that.
Do you know my favorite thing about when they announce a new class? There's always two. They cannot make people happy. Okay.
Nope.
If they release the class and it's female, everyone's like, Jesus, we haven't gotten a male class in like 8 months. I mean, in like 8 years. Right? Like this is crazy. You know what I mean? Like there's so many more female classes than male. Then they release a male class and everyone's like, I'm not playing. It's not female. Like they cannot win. You know what I mean? The only way they win is with Archer. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah, the
like there's
femboy?
yeah, there ain't no way around it. Like I think that a lot of people will play this class here because it is like the first male class in like forever. But like, yeah, I think that like it's gonna be quite interesting. That's for sure. Between that and the centralized servers that we're definitely gonna get soon, TM.
Are they still vehemently against adding a gun class?
Oh no, okay, so he hasn't been
They changed
around,
that.
bro. Yeah, so like
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
they
drop it
flipped on
me.
that pretty quick when the stock started plummeting.
And the Koreans got mad.
The one of our three bozos.
How can we recapture the American audience?
Yeah.
Wait.
Well, it wasn't
I
even just
know.
us. We like the three bozos got up there, and like in the same stream where he was drawing on the whiteboard, telling us how he was going to destroy Node Wars. He also said, "Okay, I've changed my mentality on this. We're gonna do. We've started working on a gunner class. Like we're gonna give you a gunner class." And I know, I almost know for a fact that it's probably gonna be a dual pistol wielding misfortune. What's the
Yeah.
like? Not
Lucian misfortune
Lucian.
style.
It'll be more
yeah.
Lucian, but it will. I will almost guarantee a female class there. There's no way
I'd
it's
play
not
the hell
female.
out of it. I'm not gonna lie.
Of
That
course you
sounds
would.
dope.
Of course you would. We're all gonna play it. Like
if I was ever coming back to BDO, let me. You guys are fucking dangling the fucking carrot in front of me right now. Stop.
Tiltus. Oh, Tiltus. When you relapse, we'll be here for you.
We'll be here for you, bud.
Dude, don't
Yeah.
call it a relapse. Come on, man.
Bro, when you leave BDO for a while, it's like you're cleaning up your life. You know what I mean? Your apartment's cleaner. Like
that what we're calling
your apartment's cleaner. You spend more time with your friends. Like you have more stuff for like your work starts going way better. And then like you relapse and you walk into the
Wait,
house
but
again.
None of that stuff.
It's not a
happened
crack
over the last
house.
6 months.
But it's not a
What?
crack house, it's a crack home because that's where all your friends are. You walk back in and there's all of us just
home.
standing us. There's all of us just standing there like, hey man, welcome back. You're like, not you guys again. You know what I mean? Like, welcome back, man. Like
I will say,
Yeah.
I got hit in the feels around New Year's because Llama messaged me the annual epidemic montage that he does every
oh
year.
yeah.
And there was clips of me in there shot calling and stuff, and I was like,
Juicer it. Yeah,
That
no,
hit-
there's
that
the
hit
it. There's
different.
the it's it hurts so
I was
good.
like, stop. Yeah, I was watching Jay play yesterday. I think it was yesterday? And I was like, man, I kind of like after watching you play for like 2 days straight, I'm kind of like feeling this game again. And he was like,
There
don't
it
come
is.
back. The eighth.
Jay, what are you doing?
The 8th year of annual event is not good. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm glad to
Jay,
see they
what are
still
you
let us
doing?
down.
Jay, we
Huh?
had him. You
What are you
had him
doing?
on the line. I've
I
had this line in the water for like 3 months. I
Jay's
get a little
shoulders.
nibble. And Jay decides, now I'm gonna stand up and dance around in the boat.
The wildest part was like a
RuneScape
month
was
ago.
looking fun.
Like a month ago, ToeCab messaged me and was like, "Hey, when are you coming back to BDO?" And I was like, "I'm not. I have no plans to return to this game right now."
RuneScape is looking fun. Jay, I swear.
Hey, OSR is hey. I got Jay to watch the Falador Massacre documentary video.
I know, that was
is
interesting.
so
That was
good.
interesting.
It's
We
that-
watched
It was
an
an
hour-long
documentary I
video.
watched. Yeah.
And I just saw Snake in chat say, "Tell him to come back. Get out of here. Go away. Who said you could be here? Ban him."
Sorry, nobody likes Snake anyway.
God.
Just kidding. I love Snake. Honestly, the best part is I always know when Snake's playing the game because I'm walking through Heidel and there's that again just sitting on that bench. He's just sitting there. That dude doesn't do anything when he's AFK. It's like setting a it's like a principle thing. He does
Dude, what's
no
crazy
progression.
is
Nothing.
that
He
he
just
does
sits on a
n-
bench in Heidel. It's crazy.
He does nothing and then gets RNG carried for a month and then does nothing again. I'm like, how? Why? It happens way too frequently.
Well, you're just mad because you're both the same person because neither of you wants to grind, but he's more carried than you, so he has more gear.
Hey, careful there, Sandbar. We're not that different.
True. Yeah, the difference between us is that like I just kept playing. Like you come back, you just 2 months, nothing.
I cut, dude.
2
It's
months,
always like 6 to 8
nothing.
months. All right,
Yeah,
please.
I'm
Give me
always
some
just like
credit.
consistently playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're a masochist.
Honestly, no, I just do different stuff. I find everything entertaining and fun. So like I'll go barter, I'll life skill. Like today I'm feeling cooking, you know, like I'm gonna do a fashion
I will
show
say
today.
the
Like,
most fun I have with BDO now is just life skilling. It's so much more enjoyable. Like
my
grinding.
man. Yeah. Like it's just sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Sadly there's not very many life honestly, it's kind of a W. There's not very many life skillers on NA. There's a lot more on EU though, is what I'm discovering.
We talked about that a lot. And it's just like I don't know why we don't have life skillers in NA.
we're all apes.
Back then it was like they were making steps in the right direction for life skilling for a while, I felt. So
Oh, they haven't touched it. Oh, except that they removed trading from the game. They literally
Yeah.
You remember when we had that entire podcast talk about how they spent 9 months reworking trading to make it better.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Then they bring it back and we're like trading who? You know? And like it was like a super crash and burn for the new trading system. And we were like, this took you 9 months? And they were like, fine, you don't get anything then. And so like they took away active trading from the game. It's no longer in the game. You can still do trade crates, but there is no active trading. And I don't
Dude,
understand
that's
it.
hilarious.
I don't get it. It's not a very hard concept. Land bartering. This is not hard.
Yeah, but isn't bartering still bad compared to grinding?
You shut your mouth.
Well, everything's bad compared to grinding.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
can't do
grinding's a
anything that
big-
compares to grinding. You take grinding aside and you compare it to a reasonable life skill like hunting. It's still horrible. But like honestly, like most of the boat stuff is pretty bad. But if you like boat stuff, it's not that bad. Like the content itself is not that bad. It just needs a book.
Jay saw his first panic song.
Somebody asked me in chat yesterday, like, how much money have you made from bartering? And I'm like, actually, none. All
guys
of
are
my
making
crow
money.
coins have been going towards like upgrading my blue.
You guys are making
That
money.
is the truth. That is the base truth. You don't ever get like nobody ever tells you that bartering. They're always like, "How much money do you make a day for bartering?" Oh, I make like $1.5 million a day. No, you don't. You make like 700 mil tops for like 4 hours of work because you can't use any of the crow coins that you get for money.
Mhm.
You have to use them to progress your boat until the end game, and then you start working on another boat, or you get the Panox Sun, which get this is more crow coins. Like it's just not. It's not it, man. It's not it.
Yeah, apparently that's still like that boat still flopped, even though we like speculated about having 30 sailors on it or whatever it was for
I wouldn't
like
say
a
it
long time.
flopped. It's
Jay
got a,
just saw his first one yesterday. I was in the stream.
well,
so.
I mean, it's in fairness, it requires a lot of bartering, which people aren't going to do very much. Because it requires a massive amount of crow coins. But like the people that have it actually really like it. It's
Did
got
you
a
ever finish your
flamethrower.
grind for it?
I'm a little over halfway for it. I do the weekly when I remember. You know what I mean? Like when I remember, I'll get it done.
I remember.
Because like I'm just gonna gear out my Valor, bro. I'll get all the things, and then eventually I'll do the crow coins for it someday, maybe like 3 years in the future. But like it's not really a priority because like I don't know. I looked at it. It just doesn't look very cool. It doesn't have a skin, so like that obviously is an objective L.
Can you use your map in the ocean yet?
Oh yeah. If you have they changed it so if you have a compass, you can just auto path in the desert and the ocean.
Yeah, it shows the map and everything.
You can ping in the desert now during Node Wars.
Oh my god.
He's coming back.
No, I'm not. But
He's back. He's
why
back.
was that so hard to do? Did they take away the ping limit?
He's back.
No, that's still there. They still haven't learned on that yet. Like,
on, dude. That's so close. It's like the Halo TV show. There's like moments where I'm like, oh, you're actually paying attention, and then it just goes away.
Yep, it's just terrible.
Like this, it's so close. Just remove
Yeah.
the ping limit. Why is there a limit on it?
yeah, like we
You
don't.
gonna tell
we
me
still
somebody
don't
had
know.
an epilepsy because I was pinging the screen too much? Like,
Okay, yeah, it's poor choices. Like Basil, make sure you're on deck here. You know what I mean? Like, realistically though, yeah, no one's having a seizure because you pinged like 1,000,000 times, bro. Because I know that because for years we pinged. I
Yeah.
can't tell you how many times I would ping in a
I'm
node war.
surprised I never broke a
Thousands.
tilde key.
Yeah.
I am shocked that other keys on my keyboard went out before the tilde key did because of BDO.
It's on my mouse button. Like it's one of my mouse buttons.
is
Like
it?
it's like my scroll wheel. If I click it to the left and to the right, they're buttons, right?
Oh, okay.
And if I click
yeah.
it to the left, that's my ping. Okay, so like I've been like clicking
You know,
to the
those
left
fancy mouses.
for years. Yeah, I've been clicking to the left for years. That thing still isn't broken. That's why Logitech makes goated mice. But like, yeah, I can't say thousands of pings per node war, and it was required.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You're just trying to get basic stuff. Oh, right here, right here, right here. You know what I mean? And then you'd be like, no,
Yep.
go there, go out there, go out there. Like you're just telling people what to do.
People spreading out slowly like ants across your mini map, and you're like, we're not leaving yet. Come back.
No, get. Yeah, I see you. Get back over here. Like
that
yeah.
was my favorite, is calling people out by name during Node War for doing dumb stuff. I'll never forget that. That's one of my favorite things
I have never
ever.
and will never call someone out in a node war. I just don't believe in it. It's not in my nature.
RD!
You're not a backliner! You're a goddamn Valkyrie! You pathetic waste of space! Move forward! That shit
I'll
was
never forget
so
that,
juiced.
dude. The best part is that it was me versus you in that
I
Node
know,
War.
dude.
So as soon as the Node War was over, I
We're
just got blasted with that clip on repeat for like an hour.
Oh my god, bro! We just got like rolled. It was so obnoxious, son. Like, and then like every node war was something new, man. I was like,
this is what you guys are missing out on by not doing PvP all the time, dude.
Jay might get a little too excited if I yelled at him.
No, me and
that
Blonde Bear,
aggressively.
like, you know, back in the day, I was like, Blonde Bear, I told you to stop DPS on this Olin. We got to push it at the right HP, remember?
No, Jay,
that's
Yeah.
no, Jay, I know how you get aggressive. You get passive aggressive. Okay?
I do.
You don't like get like aggressive. Like you're just gonna come out and say it. You're just gonna be like, oh, did we not get that many things for the dungeon? It's okay. We can go back. It's fine. It's fine. Like that's literally exactly what he does in the dungeon every week. It's fine.
Did we not
It's
do
all right.
PS
It's
this
fine. Like,
boss
it's
enough?
not-
Oh, okay,
it's all right.
guys.
We don't do this every week. So
And,
like, how
who's
could you know?
around egg?
Like, yeah, like okay, everybody, like we're running to like the it's gotten so bad we're like running to the next thing. Okay, everybody's got 5, right? Right?
I'm just making
Like-
sure everyone's like on
The
track.
dudes, everyone, yeah, he's looking directly at me, right? Like, and I know because I used to be a teacher in the classroom. Yo, we're all paying attention, right?
You're looking at
Mate, you're looking like
others.
directly at the dude that's just on his phone. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm listening, boss. Yeah, we're good. Like it. He's passive aggressive. He's never gonna do that. And Blonde, Blonde doesn't get mad at anything. But what we did learn at the Oasis event is Blonde is kind of a freak, which is really cool.
Whoa, shots fired.
Doesn't he like to party or something?
He loves to
Yeah.
party, and like
Yeah,
before
he
I thought
likes
it was
to
a
party.
meme. Before I thought it was a meme, it's like that scene in The Office where Jim is down in like Florida, and he's like, I spent my whole life trying not to become Stanley Hudson, and now I'm wondering if
Yeah.
I have what it takes. That's me with Blonde, bro. I was just like, oh my god, this is crazy.
Oh my god.
He's an absolute unit. We love him. Okay, all right. So like, oh my gosh, we've been going for almost 2 hours, bro. This is like the old days right now.
No, we just
crazy.
we just sat down and just went.
We're going in. All right, so we should probably look at like, was there other topics? I didn't even look. Like Jay makes this outline every week, and I don't look
I
at it.
have notes and notes and notes of stuff.
Okay, go. All right, Blonde, hit me with one
ask
more.
the questions that are on the outline.
Yeah, someone
I didn't
did.
watch 20
I can
hours
answer
worth of content in the last 2 days on 1.5 speed for you not to ask the questions.
Okay, all right. So Blonde, hit us with one of the questions, bro.
Okay, let me plus.
He didn't even know the question. He didn't even know. He didn't
Should
even
I
know the
start?
outline. Jay knows
go
it.
ahead.
I was wanting to go over like who was like our favorite guests over the last year, and
Oh,
for me,
God.
I was gonna say, it was probably Delph or Delof, however we want to pronounce it. But our former community manager, he was the one that got me into the partner program for BDO early on 2021 and helped me like organize and support certain community events like the Jeopardy game show that I hosted back a while back, called Prior Pen or Pen or Pry. And I actually had Blue and Blonde Bear as contestants on it, if you remember that. That was fun.
And
and it was
destroyed that game show.
I was like, wait,
thought
why is Blue so smart for some reason?
It was crazy. I thought everybody thinks like, lore and stuff, trivia game show. You're putting your money on Blonde, you're putting your money on Jay, you're putting your money on Choice, whatever. I just destroyed everyone. It wasn't even close.
You did.
I just blew them out. Like they had double Jeopardy at the end, and everyone risked all of their points. I didn't risk anything, and I still won. Like that's how one-sided it was. It was crazy. But see, that's the thing about a sandbox MMO, is that like I'm a jack of all trades, but a master of none. I don't claim to be a master of anything, but like I do know a little bit about a lot of different things. And it worked. And he didn't ask us any questions about the questing. So like it was just an objective win.
Yeah, I got gypped.
Yeah. Hey, that was in your inventory. There was like a node work
was
category,
awesome
and I was
to,
like, what
like-
I eat.
I was gonna say it was awesome to have his like a little bit of insight of his experience working at Pearl Abyss, for the company that makes the game that we all love, right?
Yeah.
And also what it's like to be a community manager. So yeah, thank you, Delph, if you're listening. Delph.
He's not listening, bro. He doesn't care about any of us. Blonde, who is your favorite guest?
I mean,
I know you've only had 2, but like, I mean, over the whole thing. Now, you used to be a viewer.
yeah, that's true. I've been watching all the way since episode 1. When the podcast first came out, I was a huge fan. I honestly, my favorite guest is probably me, because that's one of my favorite episodes.
Me.
Not the
Did you say
toot
me?
my own horn.
I love it. Me.
Not the
Oh
toot
my
my
God.
own horn, but
What
that
a
episode was like
bro.
dude, because I remember my favorite guest is me, because all I can remember is that I got invited to the podcast. I love doing podcast. We did a bunch of podcasts back in the day with all the different partners and different people, and then when I was going back and looking through all these VODs, and then eventually I got invited to the podcast, I was like, no freaking way, because I was again watching it right from the beginning, and I know it was only like episode 6 by the time I got invited, but I was ecstatic. It's like one of my favorite memories of like the last year was like getting to go on a podcast talking about BDO with people that I'm playing the game with, and I've played a lot with Jay. Me and Jay have like a ton of memories, and we've been gaming a lot together for a few years now, and it just kind of like compounds onto all that. And we talked about treasure items. Like that was the most recent episode I just watched. That was like the last one I saved right before the podcast. And it was funny. We were all talking about all the treasure stuff, and it was a really good episode. And I was just super happy to be on. So yeah.
All you use.
Tiltus, who's your favorite? Who's your? All right, I'll go first. And then the special guest can go last.
It was me.
It was definitely Tiltus. Yeah, I like it. Because I feel like now I have somebody to talk to about PvP stuff again. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, like he can get as excited. I'm like, we can ping in the desert, and Jay's like, wow,
wow,
that must be so exciting.
I've been begging for
I know.
5 years.
Like Jay doesn't give a damn. Blonde's like, who? Like you couldn't ping in the desert? You know what I mean?
Desert
Like,
content. I've done nothing but kill rocks for 2,000 hours.
that's what I mean. But yeah, it's got to be Tiltus every time. But like, you know, aside from that, probably Blonde. But that's part of the reason Jay and I picked him when you decided to bow out.
Yeah.
So okay, now Tiltus, let's hear it.
Yeah, so mine is definitely a toss-up. So I really liked the episode with Blonde Bear because we talked about treasure items, and I was so out of the loop on all the treasure items because I've never done a treasure item grind that I was just like, I was like hearing all these horror stories, and I was like, yep, this is just solidifying the fact that I'm
Why I
never
don't
gonna grind a
grind.
treasure item. Like, Blonde Bear's 2,000 hours in on the merchant ring, and I'm still
He
like,
still
yep,
doesn't
nope,
have
never,
it, bro.
never doing that.
I
Like,
still do not have
Still
it.
doesn't have
you
it.
didn't change anything for me. And then the other one is the Armin one because all
I
we
was
did was
about-
talk
yeah.
about PvP for the
Yeah.
entire time.
Yeah, Jay literally
And,
like didn't.
Yeah,
get to
I don't
talk at
think
all.
Jay said
It
more
was
than 50 words for
crazy.
that podcast. Jay just kind of sat there and
I,
was
like,
tagged along.
we
for
were
the
literally.
ride.
I was enjoying. I was
Yeah, like partway through, he'd be like, "So Jay," and he'd be like,
Dude, I do
Hi,
remember doing
guys.
that all the time. It's
Hi,
like, so Jay, what do you
guys.
think about PvP?
do you have a least favorite?
Oh, bro, you're crazy right now.
Here,
Yeah,
let me go
Like,
first. Let me.
Okay, yeah, you.
There's this one guy, right? I don't know why we
okay.
kept having him on as a guest, but he was here for like the first 30 episodes, and
Oh,
he kept
damn.
talking about PvP.
Oh, okay,
yes,
dude.
didn't even make it
Just
into.
Oh, that must have been so annoying.
But thankfully, we
Damn,
had
that's crazy.
Blonde Bear to come in. Thank you, Blonde.
The average gear
crazy.
score of the podcast was crazy. You know, like.
All right.
like
We gotta swing our E-peens around.
He's
all right?
coming
That's
back.
all right, okay, all right. Now, Blonde, what's one of the topics you wanted to talk about?
One of the other ones was BDO memories, right? Wasn't it like some of your fondest
Memories.
over the last your memories and adventures in BDO, reminiscing about that. I just wanted to, and again, it's kind of the same thing I just talked about with the episode. Over like the last 8 years of BDO, it's kind of a lot of a solo adventure, and then you do stuff with your group, with your guilds. But basically, ever since Odalita, constantly getting to grind with friends. It's one of the most I think multiplayer-based expansions out of all of them that we've ever had. Two out of the 3 grind spots that were actually doable be group stuff. I literally met Jay through it, and Jay was a YouTuber at the time who I was like, bro, you should stream. You could connect your audience more. And he was
And
like,
now he's only a streamer. It's crazy
and
how quick that pivoted.
now he's gaming as a streamer. But it's just that, and then we grinded a ton. We've done so many Olin hours together, doing the dungeons together. It's probably my most like top fondest memories in BDO recently. Is just the friends. I mean, there were times when I was on the merchant grind, and I'd be like, oh man, I can't wait to thank all these people that I got to grind with, because my schedule's annoying, so I have to wake up at 6. Like when I get off work at 6 a.m., I'm grinding for a few hours in the morning. So there would be some people that would wake up really early in the morning and grind with me sometimes, and I was like writing down the names of all the shies that would shy for my party, because I was like, oh man, I can't wait to thank all these people. And that hasn't happened yet, and I kind of forgot most people because it's been years. But it's incredible just the amount of people and connections you make. Recently, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, I've been grinding with Garnier, and we've got like a little static group going on in the morning, and I just really like like the core sort of just grouping up with people and making friendships and meeting people and stuff. It's really fun. It's a lot of fun.
I was gonna kind of say the same thing, that was like the biggest turning point for me as an adventurer and a content creator was the Olid expression, the Olin's Valley, right?
Yes.
I found it the most, I don't know, a new refreshing experience from the general grinding in a circle. And this was a spot with actual mechanics that was very engaging, super fun for me. And this is definitely my favorite piece of content. However, for the majority of my adventures in BDO, I generally kept to myself, right? Stuck playing the game as mostly a solo player. But because it required a party of 3, I had kind of no choice but to reach out to people, because I was desperately wanting to grind this one. And then, through this, I had met so many friends, people that I still talk to today, like Blonde Bear, Samson, Choice, Alec.
Yes.
They all encouraged me to start streaming in the first place. And I don't think I would have ever started this path of content creation without them. So, and I wouldn't have met them if Olin's Valley didn't exist. So
Yeah.
Thank
That's a
you.
big thing too. Like, because what was it? It was Mirmak and Gaifen for a while, but like I don't know, it wasn't really Gaifen maybe back in the day was huge, but then it kind of fell out of favor. And then Miramok just kind of was like an intro EXP spot. It wasn't even really great money. It's like you wouldn't even really connect to some people back then because you just group up and do whatever. But like Olin specifically having like sort of mechanics, pushing and pulling phases, back attacks here and this and that there, incentivized a lot of people to like literally get together, get in comms, chill out, have a group grind session. There were so many sessions, with Jay and Samson and I where we were just literally just like chilling and we would talk about all kinds of stuff and and that's why I was going back on all the podcasts and many times we've mentioned group grind spots, but really for real, like even if it's not a complex thing, just kind of chilling out with some friends is such a more fun experience to me than solo grinding. I'm not even playing BDO right now until I do any group content. Like I'm doing Olins and I'm doing the dungeons with you guys, and I'm not really logging in at all because I want to do those things. I want to, group with people. I find that way more fun. So,
yeah. I'm
gonna take a wild guess and say that every single thing we're about to say it has to do with group content in some form or fashion.
No. I have multiple instances. So like, I don't know. It would be hard for me to pick one memory. If I was gonna pick a PvP memory, it would be there was a node war a long time ago, where we were fighting War Torn. It was Dismantle versus War Torn 1v1. Dismantle was a pretty new guild. War Torn was an extremely well-known 1v1 guild. They were very powerful, considered one of the, if not the strongest like guild in like T1s, or I guess the second strongest after Stray. Anyway, we ended up in a 1v1 with War Torn, and like we just held the whole time. We almost killed them. We almost beat them. But like they pushed our base again and again and again. And the funniest thing is that the Stray boys, they added so much to it. The Stray boys were literally like sitting on the side, like running around, trying to like scout for us and stuff, and like trying to help us. Like we're like scouting and we're putting down traps. I'm sweating my balls off, you know what I mean? And they're running around. They're coming from the east. Like they're scouting, like running back for us. Like it was so funny to see like the whole community trying to root for Dismantled in that moment. Not because necessarily they liked us, but because they hated War Torn that much. That much of unified, that unity of hatred. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
any
to
of
come
me,
together.
my enemy is my friend.
Exactly.
Right?
To come together against the common enemy like that was super cool. And like it was the first like big W that Dismantled really ever had. Was really cool. It was probably my favorite PvP memory that I can think of off the top of my head. As far as PvE goes, it's very obviously my Elton piece. It took me 4 years and over 2,000 hours. Believe it or not.
Said that.
Yeah, believe it or not. The Tiltus, I got a second Elton piece in 2 hours when Decia Historia came out.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Easy.
there's like exclamation point Elton, and then there's exclamation point Elton 2, right? So like we're still at we're actually still at over 1,000 hours average, but that's fine, like who's counting? So like that was incredible. And if I was gonna pick like a life skilling memory, it would be discovering Dead Tree Essence for the first time. Because I was the first person to do that, and that was really cool. It was just like a really cool way to discover the game, and I think it helped feed into my mentality on the game today, which is do everything, regardless of whether or not it's efficient, because you never know what you might find out there. So, Tiltus, I'm curious, what's your
I have probably my favorite memory in all of BDO is probably there's two that come to mind. There was one where me and my friend Demiser went to Desert Fogans and went red for like a week, and we did nothing but log into the game and kill people at Fogans, get sent to jail, run back out, spawn Moy Quinn, jump the hill, come back, do it all over again. We did that for like a week straight because we were just like, this is fun. And it was fun. Like it was just me and one other guy just like griefing the hell out of people. And then the other one was during a node war fighting Snakes Guild, and they were up at the Baragi Den Castle that sits up at the top of the hill. And there's that little like back section that you can walk in that there's no real good way out of. You have to like jump over some walls and jump down the hill and come back around. Their base was before that, and they all pulled out of their base with their iframes and pulled into the space behind the castle. And they P8'd and they came to charge into us, and we had 3 suck novas all just in a row just drop our walls down at the entrance back to their base, and to watch like 25 people just smash into the nova wall, and then when that one went down, the next one went up, so they couldn't get into their own base, is some of the most hysterical, like, comedic things I've ever seen happen in a node war, where it's just like a horde of zombies coming, oh, they all got stopped, oh, and then there's another horde of zombies coming, oh, they all got stopped, and then the third time they come and they all get stopped again. It was just so funny to me. I really, really enjoy moments like that, where it's like just a couple of guys that make just a ridiculous thing happen.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
just a
just
couple
so
of
much
guys
fun.
hanging out in Discord, and then something
Yep.
amazing happens. Like that's
Yep.
basically that's basically how it goes. That's why I like Node Wars in the first place, though. Is you get
Yep.
more of those moments, right?
You get crazy moments, and then you get Blue screaming at RD and stuff like that. So
Oh, dude, yeah. Some of those moments are some of the more iconic for the old T1 days. Like you just
Yep.
it wouldn't be the same if you didn't have like Tiki literally with his guild's like professional military grade helmets on, running into a flame tower on repeat, thinking that like, this was good shot calling. You know what I mean? It just wouldn't be good. It just wouldn't be good T1 content if Snake hadn't inted somebody onto a base for like the 180th time. It just wouldn't be good T1 content if Blue didn't f up another CTG. You know what I mean? Well, like
Yep.
or like Tocab. And honestly, we used to have like big like grudge match 1v1s. Bird Blitz versus Dismantled was probably the most hyped 1v1. To this day, I don't even know if there was a more hyped 1v1. We had the other guilds clear the node for us.
Mm-hmm.
When have you ever seen the T1 guilds work together to let two other guilds
yeah,
1v1?
to watch.
That does not
Yeah.
happen. Yeah, we won't talk about what happened in that because Dismantled was farming them. And then because I was a bad shot caller, I just f***ed it up. Bro, like number one, we built the base in like the worst possible spot, but like, and they had literally the best base on the Node War zone. It was wild, but like,
Yep.
we still should have won that Node War, and it still haunts me to this day, bro. I haven't messed up a CTG in a long time, and I
still get
CTG.
those.
They let me CTG in barcode because I'm just that good at it. Like I'm damn good at CTG. There's clips of me nowadays.
Said never again.
We've really 180'd on it. Nowadays, people are like, "Damn, that's CTG," because I'll like float the Peggy into the base and land right in the middle of the fort and pop the CTG. You know, like it's crazy. But like, damn, back then, man, I just didn't know what I was doing. Like, I had a guild that was clearly stronger, and then like we found the loss. You know what I mean? Oh my god.
I think it was more fun when we didn't know anything about.
So it was
Node
way more
Wars.
fun when you had no idea how to play the game. Like it was fun though. That's what made Fun Day Mondays fun back in the day either, as well. Was that everybody just kind of tuned in to watch me roast their guild members, and then like have me pretend to know what I was talking about with Node War, when the reality of the situation is none of us had any idea what was going on. You know what I mean? Like it was crazy. Now I know too much. It's too easy now. Like
I miss the guild arcs that you would go through, like in a guild too. Like that was always really fun. Like you would have like different grudges with different guilds, so you would just go out of your way to like fight them, and then 1v1 in Node Wars and like do all that kind of stuff. See, I thrived on that kind of stuff because I would always get all the boys pumped up. I'm like, yo, today's the day. Like, everybody better be there. We're doing a grudge match.
I did not like
love
drama.
Stuff like that.
I didn't like drama like that. I never liked beefing with other guilds. It just stressed me out. It's the same. I have the same mentality with content creators. I don't like beefing with people.
Yeah,
I just don't like doing it.
Beefing with somebody personal is way different. Like, beefing with the entire guild was a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the guild beef was a little different, but the problem was most of the time when you're beefing, it's personal.
It turns personal real fast if you're not careful.
Dude, it's crazy, and it's always the GM that they're going to come after, man. It's like miserable. Which is why I didn't like beef. And why Reforged went through its entire arc, not one, like there really wasn't almost any beef at all. Not near, like Dismantled was like beef into beef into beef into beef into beef. It was wild. Like, because I just couldn't stop running my mouth. It was like insane. I just could not shut up. I was like Neptunes. It was nutty. So yeah, like the J Blonde, do you guys have favorite PvP experiences?
I was in Snake when we sieged in Medaya Castle, and so I missed the days with the boys where we were just on the wall, and I was on my Awakening Zerker before Succession was out, and we would just blast. I was some PvE noob that they scooped up, held me in their hand, and just said, "Okay, just shoot the gun this way, and you'll do good, kid." Oh my god,
And you did. That
I
was
miss
the
those guys so much. It was
Awakening
so much
Berserker is
fun.
hard, guys.
No.
Yeah.
I had no idea what I was doing. They just said, "Click these buttons." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I've done that. I think in PvE once or twice." Like, okay, just do that and shoot down the hole, bro. And then when we were kind of, we had a bunch of people stop and leave the game when Nova came out. We did the same thing that Tiltus was talking about, where you had people lining up the shield walls and timing it. We literally had like an 8-person shield order. We were standing in the hole for the gate
remember
and
this
just
siege.
shielding.
I remember this
Yes.
siege. The part you're leaving out, and this is funny, is how tightly your chastity belts were actually strapped to your body. In Snake, where you guys, Nova had just come out, and you guys thought, I got an idea. What if we all roll Nova and just keep walling the gate? And then Black Rose had an idea. What if we just use a siege machine? And then you guys got rolled in 25 minutes.
Yeah.
That was AJ. He doesn't tell that part of the
Listen,
story. They just roll
until
the
that
siege. I
part-
loved it. It was so funny because I was watching the whole thing. They just they're like the walls, like it's working, it's working, it's working, and then here comes that Sarge with the siege machine up behind him, and Snake,
Listen, other than
and
that
then they
part,
just fucking rolled over. It was so fast, dude. It was
other than
so
that part,
fast.
it was really fun. I miss PvPing with them, but yeah, it's a lot of them just kind of retired, quit, stopped playing the game, and it's just kind of when you lose like your key sort of shot callers and main people.
That is
There's like
true.
that's a thing in a guild, that there's some key people that once you lose, it kind of like you really lose the momentum and the hype and the those people want to log in to hang out with those people or be around those people or be in those shot called moments.
Mhm.
It really sucks sometimes.
Jay.
Yeah, hey
You're
Jay,
not
do you have
out of
any like
this.
actual PvP memories that you're fond of? I know
It
you
was
do.
all the way back in 2019. It was one of my very first guilds. It was called Miso. It was just like a very small, like very beginner guild, and it was way back when RBF didn't have its own channels. It was like just Serendia 6. This is your channel that everybody's on and stuff like that for RBF or whatever. And then because it was channel based, like my guild would sometimes just like be on like a random channel, so it's just us and my guildies on Discord, just mess around in RBF. I would say that is the most fun I've ever had.
Yeah, Guild
PvP
RBS were a
is just
ton of fun.
Guild RBS kind of went hard. Yeah, you can't really do that anymore.
Yeah, because if
That's
you
it?
Actually, that
join
reminds
a
me-
You didn't
RBF
like
channel,
packs?
they will come.
You didn't like PAX like yelling at you in Siege and stuff? Like what?
I don't think I was. Well, I was there for some of the notorious stuff, but it wasn't as fun as like when I was like I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was also like one of the only geared person in my guild too, so I was kind of just like one-shotting everybody. It was really fun. I remember I actually have a video on it that I just like a tiny 2-minute montage of just me like destroying my teammates. I'll just if you guys want to watch, I'll just post it right here in our group DM. I can't believe I just remembered about it, but yeah, that's the most fun time.
What is the date on this video that you are 285?
It's really old. It's super old.
What is this?
3 years ago.
Oh, I'm
Jesus
going Blade.
Christ, Jay.
No way it starts with
It's-
this. There's
Oh,
no.
I'm going Blade style.
Looks a little
Going Blade style. Dude, he had the editing style down 3 years ago. Look at this.
I'm going Blade style. Oh my god, dude.
Oh, I'm going Blade style.
looks a little bit like
Crazy, bro.
Yeah, I'm
That's
saving that video
insane.
for later. I gotta
Yeah,
watch that.
that's gonna be a little nuggy. It's an easy react.
I do. That's
nuggy right
another
there.
thing I really miss too. Is like if you have somebody that's talented in your guild with editing videos, just taking a moment and immortalizing it forever. I definitely have some videos like that from my days in Epidemic, where it's just like the most hilarious out of pocket situations that show up, and you have one guy that just records the entire situation and then makes the funniest video you've ever seen out of it.
Dude, it's crazy. I will say I only started doing YouTube recently. It's one of the biggest regrets I've ever had as a creator. I thought I've lost so many memories and like so much content over the years that was just so genuine and good. Because I just didn't record it, right? Like Twitch it's gone.
Yeah.
It's in the moment, and then it's just gone. And that's it. Again, if you don't put it on YouTube, it's just not there anymore. And so like sometimes you do go back and watch like the oldest Fun Day Mondays. Man, dude, like I still had hair. You know what I mean? Like that.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Jay saw you with hair yesterday.
Yeah.
I did.
He saw me with hair
linked me a
yesterday.
video.
What do you mean you were clicking a
I'm
video?
like, wait.
Wait, what?
I
What
went
video?
to your clips. I went to your clips channel and searched through until I found the one that had you with hair and posted it for him to watch.
Oh,
and then I
gosh.
went through and found one with me with hair and posted it for him to watch.
I know. Tiltus is blonde. I did not know.
I am a natural blonde.
That's crazy, bro. Like honestly, I remember Tiltus when he had hair too.
Yep.
Like
Oh.
Snake used to harass him every day. You
Well,
just
we had
need
the
to-
3
Gangs
stages
would
of
too.
balding.
Yeah, it was like gangs would too. They would just harass the crap out of it. You're up, bro.
Yep.
Just shave it off, man. Like just go blue, bro. Like just let it happen.
I don't know if you caught the sandbar joke earlier, but that's what it was in
Yeah,
reference to.
Oh god, the T1 podcast
Do you
used to
remember
go
that
super
image
hard
that
too.
Snake made?
Yeah.
The different haircuts, and they were all ocean and beach themed.
I hate it. I hated it, but also it was beautiful at the same time.
I've
Like-
never been so offended at something in my entire life.
The T1 podcast used to go super hard back in the day.
Yeah, I had fun doing that. It was always fun.
Nowadays, I'm too old for that. I just don't want to beef with people anymore. That's why after a while I was like, okay, so everybody just wants to beef with me. Like I'm good, and so I kind of just outgrew it. But like, fuck them. Yeah, it was solid. Like before all of that, it was great. Before all the Tim Allen stuff. Although some people say it peaked with the Tim Allen. Pretty
A fart
crazy.
in the wind, bro.
It is what it is. Okay, we do need to wrap it. Oh my god, bro, we are at like 2 hours and 15. This is crazy. Jay's like, we have a dungeon
The
around.
first 10
Hello?
minutes didn't count. We listened to the overture
Okay,
twice.
I'll let the
right?
others know that we were like extending, but they should be ready as soon as we're done.
Literally
so.
on deck. Okay, closing thoughts. We'll do Blonde Bear first.
Closing thoughts. BDO 8 years, 1 year podcast, kind of nuts. This is the 52nd one, and I hope there's more to come. I love doing podcasting. I love talking with people.
Mhm.
I love getting to talk about the game and the direction and the community and connecting with the community. And I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to continue. And it's only up from here. So appreciate you guys very much.
Okay, and then Jakun.
Closing thoughts that happy 1 year anniversary to the Old Man podcast. It was really fun reminiscing over the last year, and thank you, Tiltus, for being on here today. And we would like you guys to tell us your favorite moments in the comments.
Oh wow!
I'm Jake.
Dude, look at that!
Little Jay.
Look at that
Jay
shameless
is
plug
so
right there.
good at promoting himself. It's insane. And by himself, I mean he means my video, which is great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jay. That's incredible. He's absolutely right, though. Like 100%. Like we would love to know people's favorite moments from the podcast, or even your favorite moments from BDO, over the last years here. Tiltus, closing thoughts here.
Yeah, dude, I have nothing but respect for you guys continuing this on. I really enjoyed doing it for the first 6 months or whatever it was that we did it. I'm really proud of you guys for continuing to do it. It makes me happy when I get the notifications that the Old Moon podcast is going live. So I have nothing but respect for you guys. And thank you for bringing me on for the 1 year anniversary. I can't believe it's been a year since we started it. So it's
Insane.
kind of crazy.
Bro, I was
But
still a
thank
teacher.
you guys for letting me come back. I really do appreciate it because it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to have you back on when you come back to play the game next month.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to
Got him.
PayPal me
Got
some
him.
money,
That
there,
was-
brother.
Welcome back, bro. The snake, the PayPal's in your inventory, big dog. Yeah, like, and I am Blue Squatter. There's always something happening on my channel. And the podcast is always launched on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, as well as on YouTube. On my YouTube after the podcast, Jay Kuhn also posts it. He just posts it like, like 8 days after after it was supposed to be posted. Mine is posted
I just
basically
been directing
immediately.
everybody to you guys.
Yeah, he's giving up on it. He's like, all right, yeah, whatever. just
Well,
send it over.
it's better to get everybody in one place rather than having a conversation over here, a
100%,
conversation
yeah,
over there.
that's what
I feel
I
like
meant. Yeah.
I like that because then I can always go to the comments and see people hating me because I grind.
It was so conceited. He was so because of the grand. Every time I'm just gonna keep deleting them. Like yeah, no, we read all those comments, guys. We have a blast reading those comments every week. So make sure that you comment and interact with the video if you like the podcast. I know there are a lot of people out there that don't like it, but boy, it's such unique content. It's super fun to just sit around and talk about the game as friends. So if you don't watch it on YouTube, you can always watch it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. And again, it's on my YouTube channel, so you guys find us there. From all of us at the Old Moon Podcast, thank you so much for 1 year of viewing, guys, and here's to many more. Have a great rest of your week.